myself.
Oh wait, I forgot. I'm just next to your Wi-Fi real quick. We're still live though.
Okay, we're live. We're gonna switch Wi-Fi's if you're on here.
Hi. No one's there.
Yeah, we probably got a couple just from the comments. Where am I?
Oh, there we go. Hi, people.
What's cracking? We'll let some people get on, then get on with the intros. Let me just make sure we.
Even know.
I got you. I just hit share.
What's up,
Complete.
Stir?
I just needed.
Are we ready?
Something's going on with the Wi-Fi. Yeah. We have to hotspot because this fucking building has shitty Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So we're
That
just
sucks.
switching over there. Yeah, it absolutely sucks.
Can't
There's
you
certain
get like
things-
one of the Starlinks or something like that?
You know, I heard Starlink's sick, but it's not fast enough yet, or something.
Oh, really?
Last time I checked, it was like a year ago. I don't know.
Not only that.
Fuck all the ether.
Sturt said I'm coming too.
Hey, there's Ruben, guys. There's Ruben, and we got JP right behind him.
Hey, yo, it's in the house.
That's hilarious.
Alright, give it a second.
All right, it'll load. We're almost there. I mean, fuck, dude. It wouldn't be an important episode if we didn't have it. You know?
We're here. We're fine.
We're letting people join. We're at 70.
There's time. What did you? 69 is when you're supposed to start, right?
69 likes.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
69 likes.
You guys better be liking this. I don't know. They can't hear me. You can hear and see us. Perfect.
Hear and see y'all.
Lag. Perfect. That's exactly what we're going for.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're killing time here, guys. If you're not too busy and good.
The champ does what he wants.
Bro, what?
Fuck going on, Terrence?
Yeah, I do still see that.
Yeah.
I would like it
I would
with
like
John
to-
as a host. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Not the host, a guest judge.
Yeah, I'm not a host. This ain't my show.
You
I'm
have to
visiting.
guys.
This ain't my studio.
Here, let me just try something real quick. Hold on.
Are you still on mine?
No, I'm on the Verizon one, but like it's also giving me like a it's low.
What in the fuck, dude?
I'm
Oh,
I'm
you
shutting
like
my
that
phone
Mike
down
Tyson
completely,
fight?
Ruben. I'm gonna turn it back on and let you try it again and see if it'll work. I don't know.
You got a charger over there? You could use mine if you want.
Yeah, I have iPhone charger.
Okay, here.
Here we go. Now we should be like. But if we start getting complaints on
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We were just kidding, guys. We didn't actually have any issues. We just wanted to.
So yeah, this is a game.
Therapy session that we had at
This is a game. We're gonna do the whole episode without audio.
Right?
I think they said A, so I think that means good. Oh, it looks like
Yeah, we're good.
it's responding to me.
Go. Why did the fucking screen just go black, Ruben? Okay.
Ruben's
literally-
fucking with us. He's just smiling over there. I'm like,
It's
he's
not
fucking
one
with us.
thing.
Where we at on the likes, Ruben?
Hi guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Right?
We had 60. Actually,
It's my fault.
Yeah.
I brought the drama from LA. I brought the drama from LA.
But we're not gonna harp on it too much. It's all good, bro. Let's see. Just gonna pop in here real quick and see where we're at.
Somehow you disconnected your mic. See that?
I think that was you, Ruben. I don't know.
JP.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Where we at? All right, we're at 28 likes, dude. We're gonna keep in mind, guys, if you're watching, we're getting started at 69 likes. But since we got some people in here for now, John, thank you for coming down, bro.
Thanks.
Special guest judge today. Made his
Thanks
way
for
from-
having me.
Making the
LA.
trip.
Glad to be here.
Quite a trek. Very
Glad to be
excited.
here.
I'm actually specifically excited for this because in the same way that we fuck with bringing Ted on, you are not a yes man, dude.
No,
you disagree with
sir.
something, you're going to let us know, and we love that.
I will.
Great conversations always.
The one and only Capitan.
John Capitan.
You still
What the
spelled it.
fuck?
You still spelled it wrong, but we're good.
Capishin?
Who's got the duel? We're going through Michigan today.
Yeah, we're going to pull up the tail of the tape in a second. We got J.K. Rowling and we got Phat Andy. Phat Andy actually was a former wild card.
Really?
So he was a wild card that made it to the semis in the last one.
So the wild cards, they're the ones that gotta pay to sign up, right?
Yes.
The nut up ones.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that is we talked to 100-something fucking rollers. Every single last one says, I'm the shit, I'm the best, I'll win the whole thing. And then we say, okay, here's
But I never heard of you, dog.
Yeah, well, but it's harder to say that. So instead...
Sorry, that's me saying that, not
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't want to, never want to, come off as, big dog and nobody or anything. So we're just like, okay, we're looking for rollers who have a business of rolling. That's their
it's
livelihood.
advertising.
So, a few $100, $400, $700 to, number one, get on a platform that's solely focused on doinks, and number two, if you really think you got it, that's nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a fraction
$10,000.
of what you're about to win, plus
You know
the
what I mean?
bragging rights.
So the noise drops
It's also
out quick.
I talk to people about this all the time, but being on the rec market right now, it's hard to stay alive, right? And I fully understand that. But what you're doing right now is brand building, and any type of brand building is incredibly expensive. The fact that you can do it with some sort of ROI is valuable,
Right.
and we
Or
should
a
appreciate
chance to
that
have
more.
an ROI at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's what business can you get in where marketing cost doesn't have a comma in it?
Well, and
You know what I mean?
also with respect, there's so many competitions right now, and they're all a dime a dozen. None of them are really moving the needle in terms of this is actually going to change your business if you win a whatever cup. This actually can change a roller's life. 10K is not a small amount of money for anybody, let alone somebody who's trying to build themselves. So
And the people that first started, the very first bracket, they all signed up on pure pride. They didn't know. After a week or so in, we were like, oh, by the way, it's for 10K.
oh, that's fire.
You know what I mean? So they all signed up just because they're like, yeah, I think I got the best thing.
And we've
smoking,
had
period.
quite a few of the rollers in our chat that have even lost that are just look, even after the L, just the connections and networking that I've had through this experience has been the money's worth right there.
Well, I've been in the chat the past few days, and I will say the community here is definitely
They're sick, dude.
but they're sick, but it's also the way they interact with each other too, and not just with whatever's happening on the screen at the moment is Sturt is slandering you guys in the chat, but the fact that
These guys never pay.
the fact that chat is actually active and trying to be a part of the conversation, I think is important, because as we talked about before the camera started rolling, I think the most important thing that we as creators can do in this space is try and help educate, because a lot of people just don't have the same experience. You know what I mean? And while experience and expertise is kind of a dirty word to some people nowadays, I really do think that the more we can share our information to the next generation, the better the whole game gets.
We're
right?
elevating
And,
the game.
and stir up
Exactly.
a conversation too, even if it's not us talking, get the people talking. And the comment section, it's a very niche group of people that all care about the same thing, and they're all cool except for you motherfuckers that don't leave us a like. Fuck you. But everybody else, you're all cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's 96. You should have 96 likes by now, right?
Yeah, you think the thing is half the people, and we understand this. We're very hateable people online. We say that a lot.
Very
in person,
hateable people.
Yeah, in person is different, but online, it's controversial, right? So 1 out of 2 people doesn't like us. So whenever we're right now, we probably have around 50 likes or 45 likes.
So
if
you
I
know
had to
something
guess.
funny? Before the High Times life, I worked in agency world, and I worked with a lot of data companies. And one of the data companies I worked for was a company called Canvas, and they measured basically how people responded to things on social media. And they were able to prove in a study they did that people actually tune into something more because they hate whatever they're watching than they do when they love something. If they love something, they can kind of take it or leave it. Whereas if they hate something, you'll turn back into Game of Thrones because you want to see Joffrey die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. All the little reality TV shows and shit. You hate that dumb bitch. You want to see her get kicked off.
You want to yell at the screen and tell them they're a moron. There's
Exactly.
The other thing we were talking about earlier, Jake Paul. You know what I mean? Like when you build yourself as a villain, like there's a lot of money there.
Knock his ass out. And,
I wish, honestly, that was wasn't gonna watch because I was like, I know how this is gonna go, but I want in my soul to believe that maybe Mike's gonna like pull it out of the bag. He wouldn't take it.
Mike's gonna go off script because let's be honest, that thing was fucking rigged.
No,
I don't think it was.
Be honest.
I'll fight you about
so
this.
So if
I'm gonna agree
there's
with
a
John
parking
on
lot.
this.
No, he's just
he's just too old.
No, it's me and him on you right now.
It's all good, dude. I've had 2-on-1. I'm down. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you right now.
Pause.
At the end of the day, you've seen Mike Tyson 3 weeks ago hitting pads with
fighting.
Verosity. Okay, so in the same instance, I can show you clips
But they don't
where he's
show you-
open to
but
throw
hold
a
on.
shot and he doesn't. He just walks forward.
No,
No,
you know
but
what
hold
that
on.
is?
But you don't. But you're missing the exhaustion level of it. You're seeing these little highlights
Well,
of
I'm
him
talking
training.
round one. I watched
Fuck
it.
exhaustion.
No. But my point is, you're seeing these little highlights of him training, and like what you're missing is like this is a man who's like.
58 years
Well,
old.
yeah, but even us right now, like if we fought versus when you fought when you were 18, the amount of just stamina, like no matter how hard you're training now, you've lost a little bit of that light inside of you, right? This man is much further down that path. But besides the point that he's also probably mentally challenged because of how many times he got hit in the head.
He's for sure got mental issues.
Hold on, none of that. So, all that cool, bro. You're telling me that after Mike got his shit rocked, legs wobbling, fucking about to fall over, Jake pulls back not to finish him while he's fucking.
Yeah, I remember that.
The
That was
whole
round
back
five.
half
I
of the
remember
fight.
that.
So
The whole back
You're
half of the
talking
fight.
about the video.
No,
where,
I'm talking
hold on.
round one. Like I said, the clip from round one where it shows that he had a perfect shot. He's not tired yet.
Yep.
Jake's running backwards,
Not
his
tired.
hands down. Tyson's not tired yet. He
Yep.
has, and you've seen him, like I said, in the training clips with him hitting pads the way he does. He literally goes like this to throw a punch and then just stops
Okay.
and wades forward and takes
Okay.
2 steps forward.
Hold on,
He
Paul.
could have easily
I
thrown
don't
a
know.
shot.
Paul, I got the answer for you, bro. Let me get it out.
Let's hear it.
This dude had been rocked already before that. He got clipped a couple times before that. You're talking about the one where he went like this and
Round
pulled back,
one,
right?
yeah.
Yep. He had already been clipped. When you get clipped, what happens? When you go to throw a punch and then you get clipped, you get a little hesitant.
You get
When he was
hesitant, but
doing
not only that, your reaction time goes down.
Well, sure, but in that moment, he was hesitant. He went to go throw some, and he was probably thinking he's about to get countered, so he pulled back. He didn't have confidence
I
in his
still
shots
think
no more.
Jake Paul's fights are all rigged. Every one of them.
I-
Not just-
but listen,
I
here's
think
the
they're
thing.
all
Hold
rigged.
on,
I
hold
think
on.
he's creating a brand. I think that's why there's NDAs around the
The
contracts.
fight
You
being
can't read them.
rigged and the fight being staged, this is like mouth coat and what's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other thing?
We're talking about
Like,
different
to
things.
me they're not the same thing because I do believe that like they knew that Jake was going to win this game before win this match.
I believe
beforehand.
every fight that he's gone into is scripted.
I
where he
don't,
wins.
but I don't think it's scripted. Like I don't think.
No, I don't think scripted. Like, oh,
if
he's gonna punch me,
realistically-
I'm gonna punch
Well,
him.
no. But I mean, like realistically, like if it was scripted for Jake to win, the script would say, especially they're giving Mike Tyson $20 million. The script should say he takes a fall, he knocks him out.
think
right?
Nate Diaz
That's
took a
what.
fall?
If you're
Could,
paying
but I
someone
also
$20
think-
million, you would tell him to at least hit the ground a couple times.
And yeah,
right?
I do.
And like
For money, yeah.
I
I don't
actually
think
think,
Nate
and
Diaz would
I
do it.
will say, the most stand-up thing that I think I've ever seen Jake Paul do was not knocking him out.
That
those
I do
last
agree.
3
That's when
rounds.
he-
If
when
it's
said that, I
staged,
agreed with that.
that's what it is. It's not the other way around. Mike Tyson could have 100 chances to knock out Jake Paul, and
That could have been the
unfortunately,
deal.
could never, bro. At this point, he could never.
That could have been the deal.
At
It's
this
just
point
you
in
just
time,
can't
not a
knock
chance.
him
My
out.
point is this, in the answer to the Nate Diaz or the Woodley or whoever the fuck you want to bring up, of course, dude, it's money at the end of the day.
Well, it's
If
money,
somebody
but they're
offered you
also
$20 million
so much-
to step in the ring with somebody that you knew you could fuck up.
But hold on.
and you had to lose to get the 20 mil, bro. You'd step in there and do that.
100%. He tripled his net worth. But what I think you're missing is that like if you look at his fight history, right? Like the person, yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yes, I
He
know.
said came here for doinks.
I appreciate. Yes, we should.
We're gonna
be
get started
smelling.
soon. Are we at
Where are the
69
likes?
likes?
Where are the likes?
Yeah, are we at 69?
Ruben's checking right now.
Don't even get in here with the we came here for doings if
right
we're not
when I
at
seen him look
69
at that, I
likes.
looked over. I was like, "What is he looking at?" And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Dude,
59.
59
You're
likes.
10
more
likes away from us smoking weed. So
Yeah.
we're gonna keep talking about Jake Paul now. Is that okay with
so
you?
yeah,
Get your thought out though.
I don't
real
even
quick.
remember what I
Yes.
was saying because I could fucking no. I'm just kidding.
All I
It
know is-
doesn't- none of it matters.
Dude, if
None
it's
of this
staged
matters.
one way or another, it's Jake not knocking out Mike.
No,
That's
yeah,
all it
not
is.
not stage, but the stage that I think it is that Jake wins in every fight that he does, no matter.
Oh,
what.
oh no, I remember what I was gonna say. Okay,
You
so
think
no,
fucking-
if it's not, because if you look at his fight history, the only person that's comparable in age to him is the person that he lost to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
an
Fury.
actual boxer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think-
so.
I
Like,
think
I
he
don't
sets
think
the
it's.
stage.
But
I
those
think
boxers make good money. UFC
100%. But I
That's my
think,
point.
but that's my point. I think that's why certain people will fight him is because they know, hey, you're gonna lose this match because even if you have a good fight, we need to give the decision.
smaller,
to him.
you're older.
I
That's
don't
my
think
point.
that, but I don't think that. Again, that's why he's fighting senior citizens because everyone knows it's going to go that way. He
I
doesn't
agree,
have to,
but that's my point.
But Mike
That's-
didn't have a chance. Is the main point of this, bro. That I think we disagree on. I don't think Mike held back.
We can disagree on
This
that.
is the end.
74 likes.
Not a
Perfect.
damn chance.
Thank you. You see,
Ruben looks
Mike was
irritated,
doing
dude. He
anything.
said,
wasn't that
we're
easy?
at 74 likes.
We're at 74, or we're
Ruben
good?
looks
Hey, I tell you,
irritated.
those likes went up quick. They went
Yeah.
fast as smoke.
Dude, we
Yeah,
tried.
that's
We tried.
all that we need to do is harass him a little bit.
Right?
You know.
I'm just kidding. We love you guys.
So where we at? 125. All right, cool.
And now it's dropping back down to 12.
Sir.
All right, well, we could get started now. What, someone told Meg stop hating. Meg's always hating. Alan's hard. We can't stop her. And we don't
Or
kick
him.
anyone off the chats ever.
But can Tyson roll a doink?
anything.
That's a good question.
That's
No.
a damn good question.
I don't think so.
I don't
You
think
shouldn't be
so.
able to own a cannabis company if you can't roll a doink.
But he doesn't really own a cannabis company. He
I
licenses.
don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's
there,
a
yeah.
whole. I
It's
can't
a whole
believe they
thing.
did the ears. That's actually still the craziest thing. Did you
That's
see those, the
hilarious.
gummy ears? I still
You're
can't believe they let those come
lying.
out. I swear to God.
He made weed
Gummy
gummy
ears.
ears.
Yeah,
I love
those
that.
are his edibles. I can't believe that. Like that's we
hilarious.
can't do gummy bears, but you can do gummy ears that like you actually ate off somebody.
Did you see his answer to why he kept biting his glove?
Not a
No,
childhood
what was
thing,
it?
I
He
guess.
said he said he has an oral
Mushrooms?
fixation. Is what he said.
He had the chance to do something hilarious.
Did they say he was on like an
He was
ounce
this
of
close to
mushrooms?
Jake's ear in a in a fucking clinch one time?
Did you see what Jake
Ears are
wore at
wild.
the press conference?
Ah, no.
Oh,
He
the
had a
ear
spiked
cover.
ear
Yeah,
cover right
yeah,
here
yeah.
that he wore on his ear that was like a jewelry. It was all diamonds and spikes.
Oh, that's good. Hold on, we got to get off this, dude. We got to
Yeah,
get
let's
off
go,
the
let's go,
fucking
let's go.
Mike Tyson shit. So,
Oh, shout out Chef Chris, dude.
oh, Chris, what's cracking, bro? Hey, we got the liquid death
Liquid
in
death
here today,
today, let's
per
go.
your recommendation.
I'm very bummed that I don't have any of the small bubble water.
I know,
Right?
dude. I wish,
Yeah,
I
you're-
wish he
This will
had a
have
water
to
company.
do.
Yeah, your water fucking
He should
shits
start
on this for
He
sure.
should start bottling sparkling water at the restaurant and selling it, dude. I would buy it.
I'll buy some Locals water.
100%.
Yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
charge way too much for it so that if it does take off, the margin's crazy. But
That's
last,
right.
last night was absolutely insane. We actually changed some things about our rules based on that experience. We'll get into that. Not changed, but we just kind of we have better terminology for it now. But we'll get into the rules in a second. For now, we have John Capetta in the building up here from LA. Thanks for coming out, bro.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
For those that came from John's feed, if this is your guys' first time watching, we'll go over exactly what this is, hit some rules, some sponsors, tail the tape, and then we'll spark these things up. So, what we've done, where am I? Yep. What we've done, or not the rules yet, actually. We've basically put together a 16-man bracket of the most notorious and sought-after rollers that we could possibly find. They're going to be competing head-to-head UFC style, side-by-side, over 3 rounds, and we're focusing primarily on the interaction with the palate, as well as craftsmanship. The winner will be getting a variety of prizes. Most importantly, we got bragging rights. We got a proper tip collab. We have a hand-blown trophy from PF Glassworks. It's a giant proper tip with 24-karat gold logos. And, of course, we have the $10,000 grand prize brought to you by our sponsors. So, first up, we got Elements, our paper of choice. If we are not smoking an Elements, we're smoking a raw. Lately, we've been trying the raw blacks. They've been nice. It's hard to get this guy to go to
just
anything
smoked
else.
another one last night.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy because he's never given anything the time of day. And then we got what do we got? Oh no, raw. Sorry. Yep. And then we got Main Stage, who has kicked in this round. They are our rec dispensary of choice. If we're going anywhere, doing anything for the show in the dispensary, we're grabbing it from Main Stage. We were just talking about bud tenders earlier, actually. Main
Shout out
Stage.
Caleb. He's not a bud tender,
Yeah,
but
Caleb.
shout
Yeah,
out
Yeah,
Caleb.
shout out Caleb. Hiring accordingly, though. I mean, a lot of his bud tenders actually know what smokability
Oh
is.
yeah, no, they
So rare.
Shop kills it.
Yeah, so rare for that to be a thing. Then we got Fave and our under canopy lighting of choice used by the gang. Doubled our yield on Z, which is crazy. Made that possible for us.
Shout
Organic
out Bobby
Tips.
Bags.
Yep, shout out to him. Organic Tips, the original wood tip since 2014. A lot of Chinese knockoffs running around.
You guys made me realize yesterday that I've been saying this name wrong for.
We might be saying
the
it wrong
last
as well,
forever.
dude.
I think it's Organa Tips, like organic.
Organic Tips. Let us know.
You might organic.
Is it
tips, you're
organic
probably in
or
here. If it is, let us
Organa?
know.
You know, we can't see the comments yet, but we're going to be back there in just a second. And then, yeah, but don't fall for the Chinese knockoffs. And then we got Gotti kicking in again. Just lost his Instagram, unfortunately, but he's kicked in on every round. Loves to see what is smoking.
Love God.
Yeah.
Let's head to the rules. Can we blow that up on my side? My bad. So, a couple changes here. Nothing new on smoothness and harshness. We'll run through it though. So smoothness, we're looking for that substantial, medicinal, soothing smooth, not the air pack empty smooth. Harshness we consider to be like burning of the tonsils, stinging of the nasal tract, irritation of the lungs. The hurt so good expansion is something that we all look for and love, and we do not consider that to be harsh. Accuracy and flavor translation. So does it taste like what it smelled like or dry ripped like? Flavor purity. Is there any background noise of smoke, tar, ash, spray, mold, nutrients, etc.? Faults.
Faults.
Actually, is the
I didn't
correct
want to interrupt you,
terminology.
but I was about to say faults.
Yeah, it's a script I got down. I fucking, it's hard to break. But yeah, we just sat down with Chef Chris over at Localis, and he let us know fault is actually the right word to use for something that's there that's not supposed to be there. That's basically what
Or they judge
purity
wine.
looks at. Yeah. Flavor intensity. So instead of flavor strength, way better word to
Shout
describe
out
it.
Chris once again for that. Yeah,
Such a better
for
word.
the
Because strength,
vernacular.
people thought it was like potency or something like that. Flavor intensity, how much of that flavor's coming through. Doesn't matter if we love it or hate it. For example, I hate Gelinade. It won the last cup. So
Right.
what are you going to do? Mouth stain and coat. So the difference, we'll go into it a little bit more because we're just introducing it to the lineup here for the first time. But mouth stain is like, for example, citrus strains. It's not necessarily a textured, laying heavy on the palate smoke, but it stains. You can taste it for a long time afterwards. Chris referred to it as a longer finish.
Long finish and short finish. Yeah.
And then coat is like that texture. It's like Skittles or candy, things that coat the mouth with something you could almost feel. I feel like you could almost scrape it off the roof of your fucking mouth or your teeth sometimes. And then the longevity of numbers 1 through 5, is all of that lasting throughout, or is it pooping out in round 2? If we can't tell, if we can't make a decision or tell the difference, then we go to craftsmanship to break the tie. Ways to win or lose. If one loses flavor or smoothness before the other, it's an immediate KO, regardless what happened earlier in the bout. If both smoke for all 3 rounds, we go best 2 out of 3. And if neither smoke for at least 2 of the 3 rounds, that's a double loss. No consolation prizes here. Doink clogs or restricts. So if it clogs, we go doctor stoppage, meaning you can't get any smoke. If it's restricted, but you can still get some smoke, it's just not satisfactory, then it forfeits that round. And if the doink goes out, it's a tap out. Thoughts? I know you had a couple thoughts on some things.
I think the doink going out as a tap out is crazy. I
Okay.
think that like most people are spending actually I'm going to say this right now. I think that Proper Doinks is a great name for your brand, but I think what you're actually trying to do with this competition is you're looking for the perfect doink.
The pursuit of perfection, yeah, it's
You
never going
don't-
to happen, but yeah.
100%, but like you are not looking for just this is a good joint. You are looking for we want the absolutely
joint.
Yeah,
the
the
best
absolutely
thing.
most
No
perfect
second
one.
place, just
because
straight
to me, like again, just as a consumer thinking about it from effect perspective, like thinking that like if a joint goes out, this means it's a bad joint is like not something that I think most consumers can subscribe
So
to.
let me ask you
know?
this then. If something was burning really well and not going out at all, and something wanted to keep going out, you would say that's not a negative attribute?
I mean, it depends on the
So
strength of the weed.
I want to add something too,
If
though.
one was
strength of the weed?
If one was really a knockout and one was something that it's like we talked about before. If
Strength meaning potency, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I could taste this is a hitter versus like I could like something has like more of a hollow, even though it's burning better.
Oh,
you
you're
know
saying
what I mean?
strength of flavor. Or
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry.
So not potency.
Potency too.
Like
'Cause you
high?
can kind of like when you get that like behind the eye feeling, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like you can kind of taste it a little bit, but like effect in a competition like this, especially when you're smoking back and forth, you're not really judging effect. You know what I mean?
So you're saying if it's stronger flavor but going out more, then it should be excused, the going out, and we should relight it.
I think if it smokes, if it tastes good, and you're enjoying the experience, and the weed goes out for whatever reason, yeah, I think you should relight it. Because
Can I interject? I disagree because of what we were just talking about. So when we were talking before we went live, we were talking about the possibility of somebody using too much hash or something like that being the reason why it would go out, or maybe the
but
hash.
then it will not relight, right? So then it's
I could
then
probably
it's a
get
clog.
that motherfucker relit. Well, the clog, yes, but going out
No,
and
not a
still
clog.
having airflow.
Not a clog. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about like it getting so wet because there's so much rosin at one point that it actually saturates the marijuana and stops the flower from being able to burn.
Well, and then you actually can't relight it.
So-
You
so
know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Let's say
that's
forget the
that's
hash.
different to me.
Let's say the weed itself, you have to hit it so frequently to keep it lit. and it wants to keep going out.
Well, that's the bigger question to me is what is the time limit on if it has to stay lit as I'm smoking it once every 30 seconds or once every, like if it's left for a minute and it's still lit, I don't think that that's regular. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that most weed is staying lit for a minute.
I see what you're saying. I would say
The hash I think helps keep it lit.
the
But
best tasting shit that I've smoked can stay lit for 2 minutes.
In my personal opinion, I've had doinks before, and I'm not even lying, dude. No cap. I've had doinks that because I got kids. I've gone outside, thought my kids were asleep and in bed, put them to bed.
Had to go back inside.
I'm out there blowing one. One of them comes out and is like, "Hey, like I need this." I set the doink down. I go in, do whatever I have to do, get him back to bed, come back out. I know it's been at least 4 to 5 minutes.
Yep.
And that motherfucker's still smoking.
So,
sitting there.
and I know
That-
what you
that'll
probably mean
happen.
by like, maybe
But I think
like the
that's more
chemical
about
composition.
cultivar. Yeah, I think that's more by the cultivar than it is good or bad. You
Well,
know what I mean?
It's not necessarily good or bad. It's advantage or disadvantage is the way I kind of look at it. Like if something's going out, to me, it usually tastes worse too because it's going out in small micro pockets on the outer ring of the flower.
well,
first.
that's the other question is do you guys fix the line?
We don't have to because we know how to keep it burning perfect the whole
But
time.
okay, but if something happens and the line gets fucked up, is relighting it? Is that considered we don't do that?
In this particular competition.
In this
no.
competition, sure. I'm like just
In our personal life, oh, dude, we'll keep it lit. We'll fix it.
Yeah, I'll
for
fix
ourselves.
it. I'll make sure
Yeah,
it won't go out. Like if I start to see something
Well,
going
that's-
out,
'cause that's
I will,
me.
I will help it. But in this competition, we try to give no help to.
well,
any
yes,
doink.
because it's the
Yeah.
perfect joint competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But
Cool.
at the same time, though, I do see going out as a negative, specifically because because that relit doink
Well,
taste.
it's a fault to me. It's not a disqualifier. That's really the big thing that I think.
So what
I'm
you're saying is
surprising.
that if a doink does that, we should relight it and take points away
That's
for that
points
round.
It
off. loses
but
the
not
round?
not necessarily say, okay, this is over.
Well, because to me, and also I will say,
good.
like having and just from looking at the competition, having a round that there's no winner, getting double DQ, like that's. I'm not saying that they're not both bad, right? But I think there's one person should progress, and then if they're bad, they'll just lose to someone better in the next round. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I feel like it's like, do you guys remember the Cowboy Cup? Did you ever hear about that competition that happened in Oklahoma? Okay, this obviously you guys aren't doing this, but they had a competition where they had all the judges or whatever, and it was judged by like the Gangiers or something, and they found mold in all the samples, but they didn't tell anyone until the award show. So everyone got there for the award show, and they're like, "Hey, all of this medicine was dirty. You're all poisoning your audience. No one gets a trophy." And of course, everyone lost their goddamn mind.
Well, yeah, I would think so. You drag us all the way to an event to
you
tell
know
us
what it
that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what it is? Is it's we're trying to create the most high stakes cutthroat competition to where if you're not at an 8.0 and up, and there's certain things that don't hit the mark, we don't give out a participation trophy.
Fair.
So and a win, us posting like, hey, they won this competition is a win of its own because it has to be spoken to a certain degree to get a W in the league.
For sure.
And so it's kind of like it's just a way to make it interesting and cutthroat. But specifically with the going out thing, and then we'll move on and get these doink sparked.
Sorry. Oh yeah,
into the tail of the
we're
take.
way late.
It's gonna go like this, guys. On the guest with good guest judges, we have great
Yeah.
conversations. But
My bad. I'm a yapper.
when the weed wants to go out, what I've noticed is I get a taste that's similar to when you relight a doink, and the reason is instead of burning super evenly and staying combusting well and staying lit, it'll go out on the outer ring first. The last part to go out is in the middle, right? And so it'll go out in little micro pockets around the outside, and then you hit it again, and the cherry reaches back out and reignites those little parts that went out, and it'll give it this smoky taste, this tar kind
So
of
I
taste.
definitely hear that. I also think it works the other way sometimes. Like, and I know that you guys don't love citrus, or you don't love citrus, but
I can appreciate it.
Okay,
It gives
well,
me a bad high.
my point with that though is like, for some reason, I do think that the flavor changes in a positive way after it's been like for some. And here's another thing. I like the way like the side stream smoke of something. Like I can tell like this is gonna stain a palate. This is whatever just by smelling somebody else smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some of those times that like if somebody like just clips a joint or something like that or whatever, I don't think that relighting it is actually a worse experience if it's real good.
Okay,
weed.
so
You know what
that's
I mean?
just where you know what I think that is? Same thing with bong smokers, pipe smokers. There's certain things about like a pipe. When I light a pipe, it reminds me when I was a kid.
The reason I smoke doinks is because or joints, I will say, is because I am not clean enough for glass. Like I will want to just put more weed in it. I won't want to wash it through ISO or whatever before I repack it again. With a joint, I'm not gonna have that layover. I'm not gonna get that tar taste.
No, for sure. But in terms of the taste, the getting accustomed to something or like an acquired taste of like you like the taste of a relit joint, the tar taste that it gives off of burnt ashy weed getting relit and combusted again. I wouldn't say objectively is a good flavor, but if you went your whole life
to
smoking
blow it out first, right?
Yeah, you clear it and everything
Yeah.
else. But nevertheless, there's nothing better objectively about setting flame to weed that's partially burned and already ashy. Like it doesn't. Is there a terpene that comes from that? Is there a flavonoid that comes from that?
Sure, but there is
You know
a
what I
bunch of weed that's still in the joint that you haven't gotten to that has been. And okay, this is also another controversial opinion.
But you're saying it gets
I
better.
think
laced with
No.
all
So here's the other thing.
It's been laced.
I
with
think
all
the end of the joint
chips.
is the best part if it's a good
I
joint.
have people that say the same thing.
It's
agree.
gonna
Skirts
marinate.
have been the best at the
It's
end.
gonna marinate in those juices, right? So like I personally, if I'm rolling a joint myself, I won't use a filter specifically so that I can get as close to the bottom as possible if it's a good joint. And sometimes that doesn't happen, and it gets shitty as a joint
Right.
goes down. So again, there are reasons why I think that you should stop, what you would put out a joint that are not necessarily measures of bad things. And in my head, if it's really good weed and you get too faded, you might need to put out that joint. That doesn't mean you shouldn't relight it.
Yeah, well, too faded. You know, that's another. We don't even.
This is
consider
the perfect joint competition,
high.
so I'm not,
Yeah. No, I just want to, because I love to get holes poked in it and make me rethink the rules and be like, is there a better way to do this? And I do like what you said about like losing the round instead of putting it out. We can't change it in this bracket, but I do like
of course.
that.
I see it as
for
a
the
fault.
future.
I definitely see how. Again, if you're not intentionally putting it out, I definitely see how it's not
Yeah.
necessarily something that you want to happen, especially
Yeah.
if you're trying to continue.
We were just like, all right, there's ways to win and lose in the UFC. You can do this. You can get knocked out, decision, tap out. We're like, what's a tap out? We're like, well, when it goes out, I guess it taps out. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's a
But
tap
nevertheless, I definitely see what you're saying. And I think just like bong taste, you're gonna get acquired to it.
Stir, I see everything, bro. There's not a lot that I don't miss. But I do want to give a real quick shout out to East Coast Rolls. You're a fucking savage for that, bro. He said, I made it. I'm at my anniversary dinner with my girl, but I'm here. What's up, bitches? I was like, bro,
Let's
that
go,
fool's
dude.
savage for that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we'll
God.
smoke, guys. Sorry. When you do pull up, though, understand that when there's a cool guest judge, dude, with a lot of insight, we're gonna fucking.
And I
we're gonna
think
get
Adam
down.
Fair warned you guys when we started. John and Ted are two of those people that we can get into conversations
talk.
with and sit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just, but it's good conversation.
Debate.
It's a good back and forth debate coming from points of respect.
No,
And so
100%.
it's always a good thing to have like people like you guys on because we get good insight and other looks at things that we necessarily won't look at. It
Well, that's like we were
Different
joking about
perspectives.
before. Like I also this is your competition, so your rules are your rules. It is.
of course,
it's
yeah.
it's however you want to judge
For
them.
sure, for
I
sure.
just make sure. Does John want chicken? Yes, John wants some chicken. What?
Oh, Bruno's down the hall.
Oh yeah,
Bruno said,
Bruno! I was just
Hold on, though.
complaining.
We can't soil the palate yet.
Not yet, but I was just complaining that JP's got this pizza over here that doesn't actually have any pizza in it.
Yeah,
Like, I
there's a
feel-
whole empty pizza box there.
Ask
Okay.
John if he used to.
Do you have the tail of the tape on your phone?
did I used to?
Because it's going to be kind of far from
That one I may have missed.
I'm gonna text it to you right now. So we'll
Go
go
back up
to
in the comments real quick.
Oh wait, actually, fuck.
Slowly, just
Make
say.
it big.
Okay, we'll make it big.
Start. What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. I got it right here. I'll send it to Paul right
I
now.
already have it. I already got it pulled up. I've been waiting.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's head over to the tail of the tape. Let's see what the fuck we got. I know people are pissed right now, dude. We need to shut the fuck up. Start
Let's go.
smoking.
Michigan bragging rights
All right, guys.
on the
So
table.
for the tail of the tape today, in the blue corner for flower, we have the cherry limetta from Lost Leaf. For the hash, we have Code Red, Select Pheno times Grateful Grower, weighing in at 2.3 grams of flour and a half gram of hash, using Element King Size Wide, flour mill, and a 12 millimeter rip tip. In the red corner, we got a salad, Skittles in Geometry from Greasy Couture. The hash is another salad of Straw Nana and Tallyman from Trike Stars.
Not a salad.
It's
a
not.
time
Yeah,
bomb.
it's staggered. It's a time bomb. So what it is it's Straw Nana in front, Tallyman in the back. Thank you for correcting me. Weighing in at 2 grams of flour, a half gram of hash, using Element King Size as well. The grinder, the 710 Labs 2-piece. J.K. Rowling, if you're on here, please give us a little bit of insight into that. Is that just like
It's a metal 2-piece puck. He showed me. He sent me a video. Metal 2-piece puck, standard.
It's not like it's not like just like
just
a
a branded-
branded.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
metal 2-piece.
And then tip using a 12.8 millimeter glass tube with raw tip.
a hog.
A hog, yeah.
In other words. All right, let's pull that off. We'll get back to the comments, and then we'll get into the craftsmanship section. I'm going to pull out the notes, and we'll have to mark all of our decisions as we're going through it. So let's look at J.K. Rowling's first. Let's pull up the Doink Cam, brought to you by Grove Bags.
Don't put your wine down around this guy. Which guy?
Yeah, which one?
You both look pretty lit last night.
Oh, dude, every episode we're absolutely fucking blasted.
Yeah.
Unreasonably blasted. Can we make that a little bigger so I can see what they're seeing? So, oh man, this is pretty amazing. I'm not seeing fucking really, maybe a couple little dimples on this side right here. Let me see if I can give you guys a better angle on that. Can you see it well? Yeah, so very tiny dimplage, maybe a little bit right here near the base. We got the paper to lips, not our favorite. Don't lose points over it though. Smoked insane last time with this paper on my lips. I just don't like right there, like as I pulled away from it,
The
would, like,
paper
pull
wants to stick
paper,
to your
you know
lips,
what I mean?
yeah.
You want to check that out?
I wasn't sure what you were saying when you said paper to lips for a second. Now I get
Yeah,
it.
so like we
'Cause
always
he does the
prefer-
tuck tech.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And it looks sick. I totally get it, but I feel bad for the doink sometimes when the lip will stick to it or something, or the finger if you've been rolling or you got sticky fingers from weed and then you grab it, it could get stuck to the paper.
Yeah.
Tear it a little bit. But there's a lot of things that we're not necessarily fans of that could take the whole thing.
This is a beautiful joint.
Yeah,
He also, I just
pretty
smoked.
immaculate.
Oh, I shouldn't even talk about it now. I'll talk about it later.
I will say also,
I'll give him points for
and
anything.
like I said, this isn't a points off or anything from me, but I noticed he's just super simple, dude. He lets the smoke speak for itself. He doesn't do the crazy origami tips or tops or anything like that. He's
Yeah.
just like, nope, seal it up, let the
Can we
doink
get the
speak
doink
for
cam
itself.
again?
I was wondering if you were going to comment on the fact that it doesn't have that little lip around the
That's
edge.
just extra
I
fun.
honestly,
points.
I know, but
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things that we
Perfect
look
doink,
at, but at
baby.
the end of the day, like, my thing is, I look at the things, especially with craftsmanship, I look at the things that may affect smokability. Like a big dimple somewhere may affect smokability.
For sure.
And, the origami won't.
I hate to interrupt you, but we might
Interrupt.
have a better craftsmanship on the actual meat of the doink. Pause, maybe.
I think you can get away with that one. Without a
What is even being said right now?
So like I think there's less dimples on this one is basically what I'm saying. But I'm looking. Hold on.
Sean's reaction to that, though.
I don't see any crumbs at the little bit of the glass that I can see. I might be, and I think the cleaner, there's a cleaner top. We might be going because look, these are two of the best craftsmanship doinks from Sturt that we've seen on the show. Phat, his first bracket was near perfect on his doinks.
Looks like there's a bar.
Yeah, it's
You
hard
can
to
see
find.
the seam pretty solid.
It's hard to find a fucking a serious flaw on that. And there's a couple little dimples. I would say there's more dimples on the J.K. Rowling, but the visual aspect we can't really see crumbs from either.
What kind of tip is this?
It's a rip
Oh,
tip.
it's a rip tip. I was like, I didn't. I was like, this is a good china.
And by the way, guys, we can disagree on this, but where are we with what you think? I think there's a cleaner top and less dimples on the Phat Andy, so I would go with Phat Andy on the. Real quick, tail of the tape. Who's red and blue again? I
The
would
second one was Phat, right?
What was that?
Second one was Phat Andy.
Second one was Phat Andy.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
I would give Andy craftsmanship. I would give Andy craftsmanship.
This
And
is just a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
can we pull up tail of the tape real quick?
Yeah, we always try to make sure that we preface that when we talk. Like, we're splitting.
JK's
Yeah.
red. JK's red corner. Okay, so red, and then do you have a different opinion?
You mean
Oh, no,
blue?
no, no.
You mean blue
Yeah.
is who you would give it to, right?
Phat Andy's who I'd give it
Oh,
to.
I'm sorry. Yep, my bad.
I'm like,
Phat
hold
for
up.
this one.
Blue, blue,
Yeah.
blue. So we got across the board craftsmanship for Phat Andy.
It's not, again, splitting hairs. It's not that either of them are
Oh,
bad.
they're both fire
Yeah.
as fuck, dude. I mean, yeah. what
This
the
one
fuck?
just looks like it. Honestly, it looks like someone used a rolling pin on the paper or something first.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little bit too perfect.
Well, and you know what it is you can see the slight seam here. You said.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
yeah.
it was, he uses the Element king size wide rolls.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
no
yeah.
seam.
No
Well, no
seam.
seam, but it's also around the top when you're doing that kind of roll without doing that kind of thing. That's what makes the stuff on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure the dimples are
Because
from
he's
that
just
process,
doing
too.
this as
Exactly.
opposed to like trying to carefully
Exactly.
fold it over
Well,
and do all that.
you create a barrier between the rest of the joint. And
Yeah. Thank you, good sir.
the top.
So visual, we're going
Like the
there.
Jake
Once
Paul
we get
fight.
into the second round, we're gonna ash them and go bullseye for craftsmanship.
Did you dry pull this for accuracy?
Nope. Thank you. I always forget to do that.
Oh, I didn't do that for the second.
Oh,
one.
I did do that. Sorry.
The first one, not for the second.
I
one.
didn't dry pull that one either.
dude,
So before
the
you like
fucking
that,
flavor coming out of the Phat Andes is insane.
remember that last time too.
What's the flower in this one?
Cherry lime.
Oh, Limetta. The
Yeah.
Limetta.
From Lost Leaf,
What
yep.
is a Limetta?
I don't know.
I like it
I'm
because
not
it sounds
exactly
like my last name. I'm on board.
Let's go.
I don't know.
I'm on board.
I'm on board. I just don't know what. I just don't know what it is.
All right.
It kinda has
That
like an
might need to
appley
be a
taste.
Collab, dude. The
Oh
Capetta
yeah,
Limetta,
yeah.
let's go.
I'm not a lime guy.
So while I'm sparking this, bro, what you got going on in life right now? Where you at? What's cracking?
I'm
Talk
kind of
to
under.
us.
I'm kind of under the wraps right now.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be talking about a lot of things that'll be coming up. But in January, I'll be able to talk about some more fun stuff. Until then, I'm gonna be in Miami for Basel, so that'll be fun. I'm really excited. Turp Basel's obviously dope, but I'm really excited for Scope and Art Basel. And yeah, just kind of trying to reset a little bit. The last few years have been very nonstop, and so I've kind of taken the last few months to just kind of hang out, and it's been
Nice.
very zen. I'm not used to having so much time to do what I want, and I've literally posted this yesterday, but like I've ran through my list of things that I wanted to do, and like now I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all my time. So
That reset, though, a lot of people don't know, especially when you're going hard, dude. Like that
Oh,
reset is so
life will
good for the
force you.
soul, dude.
Bunch
Yeah,
of
life will
psychedelics,
force you.
You'll pop out of that.
oh no, that's that's just part of life now.
Right? He said that just gets mixed in with
Maybe another
breakfast.
level of
Yeah,
psychedelics,
exactly.
yeah.
I'm going. Do you know Alex from Ain't Nobody Cool?
I know of Ain't Nobody Cool, not Alex.
Okay, well, we're gonna be tripping with him this weekend. Like
Let's go.
it never stops.
Let's go.
But that's also like this is part of the reset, I would say, of a lot of the content people in our space who've been trying to figure out what the next step is. I think obviously podcasting and like video is just lean back content is so important, whereas lean in is basically what most of us have been focused on for the last couple years. So I'm excited to flex in a few new directions.
Okay, hell yeah. Nothing you can talk about here, huh?
It's a little early, but I can say in January there will be announcements that are being made. Yeah, I don't want to fuck up any contracts or any NDAs.
Totally understand. You
But
don't get a pry.
yes, I will definitely let you know when the time comes.
So real quick, not as restricted as the first joint, still some restriction. So the first time around for Phat Andy, it would have been a no-brainer victory, not in the sense that it was that much better, but the third round knockout would not have been contested if it wasn't as restricted in the first round. It was very restricted in the first round. Less restricted this time, I will say.
The fucking flavor on this thing. Can I say outstanding? It's outstanding. There's outstanding flavor that comes off of this thing.
Okay, it's still pretty restricted, actually. I take that back. Here, so for those watching, we're not skipping John.
John's not allowed to smoke on the show. He's just here to watch them smoke.
So Paul's going to
Talk
hit
about
each
Jake
one
Paul
once. I'm going to hit each one once. So is John. We're going to run that back again one more time. And then we're going to decide the first round. After that, then we each hit them twice each.
Flavor's amazing. Smoothness is on point. This isn't near as restrictive as the last one. I mean, I'm almost having a hard time calling it restrictive. I got to hit.
My last hit was straight restrictive. You got a good hit on
I
that
just
one?
got a hit
Okay,
right now.
cool.
Yeah.
So we could be working through it then. If it's restrictive for you right now, for me, and for him, then that would fumble the first round because then the majority of the round was then.
I know we're not at the end of the first round yet, but I would give J.K. Rowling
First
the
impressions?
the edge right now, yeah.
Okay.
Are you coming out to National Hash Hole Day on
I am
11/30?
not because
No?
I got to go to Vegas for
Okay.
the beginning. Jimmy's doing what's it, Heat Quest or something like that,
Yeah.
and then we're going to Turp Basel from there.
Nice.
So
That's what's up.
yes, unfortunately, so I was at Hash Hole Day last year was dope. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, I love CGO, so I'm excited to see how that evolves. But it seems like they got a great lineup of people who are coming out.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's supposed to be dope. I just actually found out today. I didn't even know this, but RBL will be performing there.
RBL Posse?
RBL Posse. I hit Sean immediately. I was like, bro, I was like, RBL's gonna be performing.
Hey,
So-
Organatips, you're here. Yeah, see, I'm already doing it. Is it Organi or Organa?
Yeah, please school us. How do we pronounce this? Organi or Organa tips?
If it's not Organic Tips and you haven't corrected me this whole time of being a sponsor, bro,
I've been saying Organatips forever, and I was fucking watching. Excuse me, I was watching yesterday. I'm speed racing. I was watching yesterday. I was like, have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
so
Or
It's Organa. Yeah, I know how it's spelled. Organi, like with a Y or
yeah,
with
so
an
just
A.
tell us, is it E or A?
Don't use the I to explain it.
yeah, that's a good point. Man, I feel like I have to hit him again, but I'm gonna pass it.
Am I supposed to hit?
Yeah, just each one once.
Well, this is
I
gonna
would
be
hit
the end of
JK
round
first.
one.
No. We're doing 2 loops because we're only hitting
Okay.
it once each.
Okay.
This second loop will be the end of round 1.
It's Y. Organi tips. Y, he says.
Well, that's
Oh,
what
Organi. Okay.
So it is.
that's what DJ.
No, that's what.
Said, right?
Oh, that's DJ. Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
that was Organi that said that.
All right, thoughts.
I think I like JK's better.
Yeah, I would.
JK's also just more my profile, so I don't want to insult based off of the flavors.
So,
But
aside from that, let's go. I mean, we're gonna do the
I think I got a better hit at a JK's too.
better
So
hit
you
for
have
sure.
restricted. Were you still feeling like this was restricted a little bit?
Yes.
It was
Okay.
definitely tighter.
Okay. So at that point, it's went a full rotation around restricted for everyone but Paul. Actually, you
Yeah,
got a good hit.
I got a hit off it. Yeah.
So let us know if this is restricted now for you. Then that would
that would,
seal
that
it.
would forfeit the round.
If
for-
not, it would save the round potentially.
yeah.
But you liked the profile more. That's what we try to not look at, or else fucking Skittles would win everything for me. But,
Fair. I
But
agree.
like, which one would you say is stronger?
I think honestly JK took it by
Did
most
that look
measures.
like I got a hit?
Yeah, that did look like you got a hit.
Okay.
Are you talking about from the second one?
I just
Fat
hit this
Andy.
right now.
Oh,
yeah.
I think it was hitting. I just don't think it's like
It's just-
as
it's-
robust.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. It will.
Are you
but-
talking about function or flavor?
function.
Okay,
Function,
yeah.
function.
I didn't get much of a hit. Now I didn't want to yank on it too hard.
Both. He says both.
Oh,
Some push the I,
He
some
says
push.
I push the E, so Organi. He says Organi.
Okay, he
tips.
says
go.
Organi
Okay.
tips. Okay. All right, so it's
So
Organi
you weren't saying
tips,
it
then.
wrong. He didn't
No,
need to
you were
correct
saying it
you.
right.
Okay.
You were saying it right.
All right, cool. Good answer, Organi. That was a safe answer.
Yeah, right. Way to run it down the middle.
Yep. Paul, thoughts?
I think
This is official on the record.
I think accuracy, intensity, purity, I would all give to JK. I would
Ooh.
give mouth coat to JK as well.
Okay.
I think
Say
I'd
it.
honestly give.
Say it.
I think I'd honestly give
That's
stain
exactly
to it too.
where I was
I'd
at,
give
dude.
stain to
That's
it
exactly
too.
where I was at.
Now smoothness, dude.
Wait,
I'm
you
happy-
think Stain? No, Stain's the other way.
I would say, I personally,
saying this is
On
stain?
fat.
I have to hit it again. That's why I held my thoughts. But I would give Fat Andy Stain. I feel like it's a brighter
Maybe
flavor.
it's- Can I switch? We're only supposed to be hitting it once, right? Or no, this is my second time. I can switch now.
I've only hit them once.
Yeah. And
So this is gonna be the second round of single hits. But go ahead.
Okay. I got to switch order because right now this is all that I.
Second
the only-
round starts when it comes back to you. So this is you first rounding.
I'll just one pull hits.
The doink appreciates you.
Okay, I see that. I'll give stain to Andy. Smoothness.
It
I'm
just
gonna
seems
give
like
it.
a bright flavor.
Smoothness.
Yeah,
Smoothness. I will give
It's
a dead
got that.
tie.
It's got that osmine. I think on what's it called?
What's
Educate me on that.
Educate us.
Osmine is like that, like sour appley taste, that
Okay.
like the rotten taste that you kind of get from like a lot of like Sherbanger is like a good example of
Get
it,
a double
right?
cam.
It's not as like appley as some of the other ones, but that's what the first thing that comes to me when I what's it called when I hit the fats.
So this is
The
JK
red
rolling right
flavors.
here.
Yeah, the
And,
red flavors.
Oh,
and
the
blue
red,
flavors.
the acidic flavors. Yeah, huh. This is Fat Andy. I mean, dude, really similar in combustion. I would give color. Not that this means anything at all, but I would give. It's a lighter, cleaner color from Fat Andy.
Do you remember Fat Andy last time, even when
some
we
may
restricted? Do
consider
you
that
remember
good or
how
bad.
white that thing burned?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that also could be why if he's grinding it finer, that would explain why it could what's it called it hits the way it does.
Why it's restrictive like
Yeah,
that a little
yeah,
bit? Because
yeah.
there's no
It's just-
airflow whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
it's
you're
just a
going
tighter airflow.
You're going red. You're going JK all the way down aside from mouth stain, or as
Aside
well as
from mouth stain, but in smoothness, I can't even call right now. I'm not getting any irritability from either one of them. They're both super smooth to me right now.
Okay. Wait, what did I just do? Cool. Oh, okay. Here we
Stain should be the only thing that goes JK rolling, and then nothing for smoothness for me right now.
go. Okay, perfect. I accidentally filled in everybody else's. All right. I'm gonna hit Andy's.
He heard you say acidic. He said you rang.
Oh, I got a big hit off of Phat Andy's that time. Wasn't as smooth though that time,
Really?
and the flavor it's literally like last time.
Same thing. The
As soon
flavor
as it starts to
changed.
hit-
Everything changed. Yeah.
Interesting. I would still give Stain. There's
I
a
did
really
not-
bright flavor in there, but
I didn't get that experience when I hit it. It's probably changed on you.
okay. So I'm gonna fill out mine real quick. Actually,
Simply,
this is second round.
Simply's got some good work. Saw them at Turp Basel last year.
They're out of Florida.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. All right. That was the best hit I've had of the JK rolling. It just got better to me.
And
That was my
and
second
it
hit,
hasn't
so
even hit.
I'm doing one hit now again, or I do two
No,
hits?
you
this time?
Yeah, you can do two. But try to reverse the order if you can. So like hit this one first, then that one, and then next
I
one,
see.
that
Like
one
this.
first,
Okay.
that one.
As you hit it, though. Okay, I'm getting smoothness for JK off of the last ones I just tried.
This one, it's just harder to pull. This one, like it's just got
Yeah.
less airflow.
Paul Rice, not even trying to be a dick, but if you don't know who John is, I don't
John
even-
Capetta. I don't even know actually how to. I don't know how you would like me to announce
Yeah,
it with
I mean,
everything
yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
I'm just some guy, dog.
Yeah,
It's fine.
he's
you
a-
don't, you don't gotta know
guy,
me.
dude.
a world-renowned journalist in
Yeah.
the cannabis industry. Thoughts on anything? Anything coming off the brain right now on flavor intensity, stain, coat?
So this has, I would say, has a higher flavor intensity.
Oh shit, my
and
bad,
stain.
Paul.
That has a JK Rowling has a more intense flavor.
J.K. Rowling has a more no. Phat, I would say, has a more intense flavor if you could get to it. Like I could, the stain
what you're
is
saying.
the stain is active here.
It goes away when I get a bigger hit. The smaller the hit, the more it's there for me.
Oh, that's interesting. Hold on.
Yeah, and we found that with clogs. A lot of clogged doinks
It's like once
Those
the
tiny
airflow
hits-
happens,
taste good.
Well, it's also you have to pull it so hard that I'm worried I'm gonna fuck the lineup on this one.
Fuck the lineup and overheat the terps that are behind that cherry.
yeah.
Peeking it out.
You know what though? I do get the flavor change on that one is very interesting. I do like that's a
On-
cool
on this
on
one?
Fats.
JK?
No, on
Or on
Fats.
Fats, okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to get this thought out of you because we're falling behind on the rankings here.
Sorry.
So, flavor purity, the least amount of faults. Which one would you go for?
JK.
Okay, so
I think
flavor
Fat
intensity.
would have I think Fat would have a stronger intensity if it had better airflow, but because it doesn't,
Okay.
I think it has to go to
so you're
JK.
still going
Still
red
JK.
corner.
That's really the only thing that I think that this one is better on is the stain.
And the accuracy to what you dry ripped. I know it's hard to do by recollection.
I think they're both pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I have a choice. Honestly, maybe the Fats, just because again, it's that
It
same
was
kind of
so
like
bright.
I'm still tasting that like the same thing without it coming through in smoke. If that
Okay,
makes sense.
Okay. For me, I'm going.
Where's Waldo?
Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. That's me on Waldo.
So smoothness. I'm going JK. What were you going for smoothness?
Smoothness, I think is JK.
Okay, and then accuracy.
It's hard to judge Fats because I don't think I got a strong enough hit to even.
I'm going accuracy JK only because it's so fucking Z, and just you know what I mean. It's so easy for me to be accurate. I don't know what Limetta is and stuff, so it's hard to say. So it might not be a fair ruling, but what'd you just think right there?
Based on, I agree with you 150%.
Okay.
Based on what I just did, I think you're safe to give it a little bit of
solid
harder
one?
pull. Yeah,
Okay.
I think you're safe too.
It's like shorter and stronger. Not
This has definitely got a smoky company with it now because
Okay.
it's not as restricted, and it did get a bite to it because of
Mm-hmm.
that. This is literally identical to what happened the last time we smoked it. It's literally the same thing.
so it's developed a fault. That one hasn't. So in purity, you're
I'm
going
gonna
there.
reverse it right now too. Let me,
Oh, and
man.
keep in mind,
Let me get some water.
we're gonna come up on. This is supposed to technically
Get some
be
liquid
the
death.
third round
That's
for
a good
you.
idea.
So
This is the third round.
It's with him, starting with him right now. We got to make our second round. I'm closing out the second round decisions on the thing.
Well,
right
before
now,
we
but-
close out second round, Adam.
Let's get a doink cam. Check out the bullseyes.
Ooh, which one is in your left hand?
This one.
Yeah, what is that?
That is the Phat Andy.
I think I might give it to. I'm gonna give it to Fat Andy on that.
hold on.
Oh, actually, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Hold
That
on.
might be
Actually, I
why.
don't
I think
know.
it might be why he's clogging. Because look at the
This
side.
might be a
Look at the
motherfucking
bottom.
tie, dude.
Well, I think Andy's is the one with the little one, and JK is the one that had the big hole.
Yeah, but I think that. But Andy, I think it had like a discoloration at the bottom, like from. Let me see. Oh no, that was actually just the.
That was where he asked. Yeah, I like to tap them. But when you do that, sometimes it'll fold it. But
Yeah.
That does. No, that's kind of teardropped. And actually, you're right. That one is pretty fucking.
I mean, this.
They're
I'm not
close.
gonna lie. The JK rolling is.
They're
it's
close.
Not that the size matters. Pause. But
That was a very plausible
I
moment.
mean, it's a really solid circle. Both of them are really. This is a really tough one. I will say. I would go towards JK on this one. It looks like it's just a little bit more of a perfect circle, less of a snake eye.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much
Yeah.
ridiculously centered on the both of them. I agree.
Ridiculously centered. I just think one was more teardrop and one was more circular.
Yeah, we're talking about like a 1 or 2% difference. It's ridiculous.
But the teardrop also makes sense because what we were talking about before of how those rollers kind of go, like that folds the shit over. It doesn't.
So does he use an actual roller?
I don't know. But
I'm
I
getting
imagine
a-
it could be a part of the process.
I'm getting like a minerally tarry fault on the Phat Andy, and I'm getting straight Z terps on the JK.
Do you remember
rolling.
when the fucking Canagar kits
And it just got
were all the
stronger.
rage? When people were buying those little fucking 3D printed Canagar kits and making their doing.
The fucking purple lotus or something
Bro,
like that.
they have zero airflow whatsoever.
Well,
like
so that was back in the day when Canagars were like when Juan Carlo and all those guys first came out. That's how
Yes.
they're doing it, and it smoked like shit because it was just a straight airflow. They pull out
There's
the
just the
stupid
stem- the stem in
same
the
thing.
middle.
The artisan Canagar
Those
guys did
hurt.
the same things. I like their hash shells now, but the original ones were tough.
Yeah.
Mouth coat goes without saying. I feel like.
Hey, so I will go ahead and let you guys know right here. I haven't even told Adam this yet, but I'll go ahead and drop the bomb right now. I actually bought the official Damon Dash pause button.
Oh, nice, dude.
So it's coming. It'll be in the center of the table, and you just reach forward and
It's gonna get carried away.
he said that's going to get carried away.
Okay,
Thoughts.
you're right. Now that I got a more thorough pull on this one, like it definitely, it's harsher. Like it's just there's more faults.
I feel like
let's say.
that specific harshness always comes with a specific like minerally tar taste. I don't know why.
Have we hit the Taliman yet is my fucking question.
Well,
I
no,
get like salt. I know
Yes,
but
it makes you salivate
So-
on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
that
salty,
chalky shit that we
minerally,
talk
chalky.
about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I will give you that because I've had one of those in my entire life. Shout out to All Tied Up, fucking legend in the game. His fucking tie sticks were fire. I've had one, and that shit was super fire.
So
Yeah, that one's just definitely harsher.
You're talking about the Fat Andy. Did you? Have you gotten a flavor change on this one yet, Adam or John?
I
Either
haven't.
one of you?
It's still Z for me right now.
Wait. The flavor change on JK's?
This
Yeah,
is gonna
it
end up
should be
switching
coming.
to Taliman. It hasn't done it yet.
You know what's funny? I thought I felt the flavor change on here. Maybe that was just the hash when the hat like
When the
I-
hash hit, yeah, because
Well,
that was like
when the hash
around
hit, but also like I think it's when the clog really pulled through that
Mm-hmm.
one tastes a little bit different. But I haven't noticed it on JK's.
Which
The
one did you hit
JK's
last?
will be an epic flavor
this one.
change.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the negative one. It would be a different one. It wouldn't be like faults appearing. It'd be a whole different terp profile appearing with his stagger. It's fucking sick.
Because it's grown with salt stock. Nah, I mean like it's not it's not like a salt.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't
but
know how to
is so
explain
weird.
it. Like it's almost
Makes
like
you salivate like salt.
yeah, but it also like it has like this flavor as if like you're like there are little grains of like I know it sounds stupid, but I kind of feel like I'm smoking like radio static. You know what I
That's
mean?
such a crazy way to explain
Like
it.
that's
Yeah,
that kind of
interesting.
that's how the flavor texture appears on my tongue. That's what I mean by salt.
Okay, so first and second round at this point for everybody.
No, it's not with the machine.
Yeah.
It's not. It's with the
It's going
press.
to JK.
Sorry for any confusion. It's just like it's how they set them out. Like it's like the square thing that like people lay it in and then whatever. Like it's not still rolled by hand.
All right, so we're entering the third round. Your thoughts on the third?
We're entering the third round.
Yeah, you just started the third round.
Right now, so far, I'm still going JK in every category.
Like when your leg falls asleep, that feeling, but in taste, yeah.
Yeah, there is. I'm gonna hit it once each this time in past round because it's getting lower. So you guys can taste the tally mom.
Oh, did it hit now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's more like a savory flavor now. It's less of a bright,
Ooh.
sweet flavor. Yeah, it's a trip.
So that's what happened when I hit it the first time. When that happened last round, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
This is delicious.
This is still a little hot, a little smoky, little minerally.
Just call it. No, aren't we gonna smoke a second one?
Yeah, we're gonna spark up the next two.
Just call it.
That'll be
You've
more
little
conversation time.
Faith. Or
Well, we're calling it when it gets to him. That's pretty much the end of the third round in terms of the decision. We can send it around once more if we want, but it's going like, you know what I mean, like this. At this point. That one continues to get better.
I don't. If you know, it's again. I know it's perfect doink competition. I feel bad because this wouldn't necessarily be a bad
On its
It's
own,
not
you'd be
a
like,
bad
damn,
you know
this
what I
is
mean?
smoking.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
side by side, it's crazy.
yeah.
Like what that does, the comparison.
Yeah.
Like we've done the ZA Olympics boxes a lot, right? We smoke through the first box. We get 5 boxes. Smoke through the first one, and we try to off memory rank like who would have won and who would have got what place. We have never been right.
Yeah. Never.
It's,
Well, it's also-
always a surprise side by side. Wow, this one is fucking better.
Well,
Like,
people also just forget like how much like our subjective preference and like the things that we like about something
Flick it
are
off.
unique to us.
flick it
It's
off.
not.
There we go.
What do you mean? I'll grab
We got a cherry that fell out of
Yep.
the fucking doink here.
What doink was that?
It was the end of JK Rollings.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, dude. That's bars. So we'll spark these two.
I did the same thing.
That's
I
not.
just
So
went-
that's far enough down where that's not. That's a fault, but it's not a DQ.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, by the time
Yeah.
it got to him, we already finished the third round rotation.
Fair. And did you knock it out or did it fall out on its own?
I don't know. I didn't even see.
He was
I
looking
just
at you
looked
and
down.
he was-
Yeah, I just looked
I
down.
don't know. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
looked over and then I fucking felt
We'll
it.
be able to
yeah,
fucking
we'll
run
look
it
back
back.
afterwards.
Clip that. No, I'm just
But
kidding.
if anything,
Right.
if it was us, that absolutely, that's us.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea.
yeah, I
That's
dropped
what was
a
asking.
fucking Sturts
Yeah.
doink in the final.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It was on the second
Yeah, but
round.
Sturts shit
Yeah,
is durable
straight
though.
up.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep
we
smoking
did-
this.
we did
I don't
pick
like
it up
that
and-
word.
Well, hold on. You got to check craftsmanship.
Yeah, true.
Don't
true.
forget
Let's get
craftsmanship.
a doink camera
So
real
if
quick.
I'm looking at this
While
right
John
now,
knocks
this
that
one
down.
automatically has dimples, like right off top. And there's, oh no, that's just a piece of weed. So look right here, Adam. This whole line, I'm gonna hand it to you, but
Oh, I
look
see
at
what you're
that
talking
whole
about. Let's
line
bring it
right
to the
there.
doink.
Yeah.
That's what I pointed out before in the first one.
This one is a lot more pronounced. I feel like there's a. Can
Let
we
me
get
see
the
the.
doink
Let
in?
me see this one. The JK. Yeah, let me see that one.
Keep bumping the. Sorry, microphone.
Where is
He
it?
caught the mic with it. That's what it was.
No, I think I would go
Right
JK
here.
rolling on this one for sure. So you have to hold it at an angle so you can like see
know.
it,
It's hard to
see
get
it,
the
so you
camera
can
to
see it in the light. But this one, 100%, I would give to JK rolling. I don't think I see a dimple in this one at all, and that's
Okay,
hard to
let's get
do
JK
because,
on
like
the
you
screen.
said, well, maybe up towards the top, but like you said, that's I think because how he pinches it and closes it.
Yeah. Let's get it on the doink cam.
Let's see.
That one has a little row of dimples where the papers overlap.
And I lit the JK last time,
Yes.
so then you're gonna light the JK this time.
Don't mind if I do.
All right. Get some water for you fucking stuff.
This is pretty fucking ridiculous. Yeah, there's like one dimple up at the top, but I would definitely give it to JK on this one. Still
It's
a cleaner,
barely anything.
A cleaner top. What do you call that?
Well,
Like
he
a
does
top dress.
origami or like the way that he folds
Yeah.
it or whatever it is, but yeah, it's clean.
I do like.
But like I
though,
said, it doesn't
about
aff-
that being able to just like burn the edges where it's folded and then just peel the cap off. I really do like that.
Yeah,
about a doink. But it's just personal.
It doesn't change the
preference.
smokability of it though, just the way that it lights.
Could you hit into the comments for us?
But yeah, it doesn't do that.
Thank you. Only rolls pearls. You come in a turp Basel. Okay.
Have you been going to Turp Basel for years?
No, last year was my first one.
What'd you think of it?
It was dope. I think that they do a really like. It's a very different event than most of the stuff. That, like, I mean, have you ever been to an event at a skate park before?
No.
Like that, like alone is like just.
It's held at the same place every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that is different about it is like because it's a skate park, like you're on ramps for some of the stuff. Like some of the people like Stravinsky's thing was like literally in this middle ramp of the pipe. So like if you wanted to get there, like you kind of had to walk on some questionable
trip.
areas. It was cool though. Like I loved it. I fucking sat on my ass and like slid down them.
Yeah, we were about to go. We last minute couldn't make it, but
I couldn't make it, so I fucked it up for us.
I do want to fucking see what's up with that next
So
year.
are you guys into art at all?
Not like in a way where I would be like, yo, I'm hella into art, but I mean, I fuck with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've been to hella museums or anything.
No,
but I
okay, but like you
definitely-
would go to
I
like if
appreciate
you
it.
went to a show, like you would go walk around and
Yeah.
watch. Okay, so Art Basel is like all of the shit that you ever saw in like a book in school and stuff like that. Not like Mona Lisa and shit like that, but like a lot of like the famous paintings, like from Picasso and Herring and all these guys. You'll see that at Art Basel. At Scope, that's kind of where all of the new, let's say the contemporary artists are, right? So like that's where like more like most of the young kids are. Like last year we hung out, it was me, Dance Roll-Ups, Truly Red Panda. We smoked the whole side of this place out. No one said shit to us, and then we got to go walk around and like check out some art that was fucking I've heard of, but I'd never get to see in my life besides something like this. So it was awesome. What booth are you going to, no matter what, at Turp Basel? NWO, but I'm not allowed to say their name out loud because I'm a white boy person.
This is not restrictive.
Oh, now this gets interesting, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
This gets
Did you guys
interesting
hear
now.
that?
All right,
But
we're gonna
this
take
is
this
not
now.
restrictive.
So the way that what's it called? Fat Andy's role can come back now is if it wins all three of these rounds.
I'm gonna let you hit them both.
Then it,
this time.
okay. Then it becomes a tie. And do you want to just hit this and then pass to me? And then it could be the rotate? Yeah. It could be a tie, and then it'll come down to craftsmanship, which now we have a split on because, well, actually, hold on. Did Fat Andy win the first one? Let me check.
What?
No.
I think Fat Andy won.
What?
Yeah, Fat Andy won craftsmanship on the first one.
Oh, one craftsmanship.
visual.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Me and you were both like, wait a minute. Hell no.
Didn't we just say JK won everything?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Fat
I
Andy.
get it.
Again, listen,
No, I
just
think
so
you're
we're on the
right.
same
I think
page.
you're right.
What am I still
I'm thinking
smoking?
about a path to victory. The only
Your guy.
possible path to victory. I mean, it's fire, but just by the rankings is winning all three rounds, winning the bullseye, second round craftsmanship. Like you'd have to barely squeak it out and win every single round. In the first round, I get that saltiness like really strong off of this one for some reason.
You want me to?
Not restricted, smoking grape, a lot saltier. We can trade that in.
You want to go side by side with these now? Or?
Oh yeah, it's my bad.
You're good.
But I already hit that twice, so just give me that one. And
Well, I've
just
already
give-
No, do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
give me
yeah,
one
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Let's side by side, and so because I need to compare them
Okay.
in order to be able to tell.
Sorry, I should put this out so it's not in your face.
Didn't even think about it.
That's probably not helping his palate.
True.
You need the little
Well,
bubbles.
fuck, dude, I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's
It's
straight.
starting to restrict.
Oh no.
I swear to God, dude.
Oh shit,
I
dude.
swear to God, dude.
Okay. All right. Oh, I think I saw Life Sauce earlier say, "Why do we not have two hash holes per person?" It's a lot more doinks for the roll for one, but
Holy shit.
What do you do with
Like
all the
that?
extra
Hold on.
doinks if someone gets
Talk
a
about
knock-
this,
smoke them,
dude.
smoke them, give
You
them to
smoke
certain
them?
people that
Fire.
Yeah.
Oh my
What's
God.
that?
I think, here, take this just immediately. I bet JK rolling right now is. That shit has
Okay.
insane
We also do
flavor right now.
duels.
The guys
constellation
aren't letting me
duels.
smoke again, so that's why I have to
Yeah,
smoke
why'd you pass that to me?
the butt.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No,
just
you-
fucking kidding. I'm just
Oh, I didn't
kidding.
hit this yet.
Do
I
your
just
no.
hit
You
it.
got to do your
So
back to back,
you
don't you?
Pass this to him. And then
Yeah,
I
you
already
do got to
hit
do
that.
your side by
just
side though.
fucking around.
That's my last hit from the first round.
Dan went last year.
This.
What do you think about that?
I mean, dude, it's what the fuck. I mean, it's kicking, dude. It's doing its thing, just like it was in the first.
This is it better hit than the first time on the Andy, but it's still just like it's not a full hit.
Damn, dude, I got a full hit off of my first hit, but it can as it gets
Wait,
closer to the
wait
hash,
till that
kinda
thing
just-
comes back to you and you hit that Fat Andy's now.
Okay.
Okay, JK, I also kind of feel like this is a little bit of a congested hit, but it's definitely on the hash, and that brightness that came in from the Stranana is phenomenal.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right when I hit that shit,
Trying
I
the
was
straw
like, what
nana
the
again
fuck?
after getting off the Taliman, like reminds
That
you how
shit was
fucking different it actually
I hit
is.
that one last, so I'll hit this one first. Okay. Yeah, Dan was there last year. He's, I think, coming again this year. If you see him, buy Sharky. It's
Dan's
delicious.
rolling up is actually gonna be taking on Red Roots Rolling out of Colorado.
Oh, I like Red Roots a lot too. He's good. He's his
Bro, and they both got
attention
bars.
to detail is crazy.
Yeah.
Dan, I think, honestly, Dan not only does Dan roll bars, but his access is
And that's the
part
key
of what
difference
you
maker
know.
a lot of times.
Yeah,
Everybody can
yeah.
roll a doink. It's like who
tapped
knows
in,
what
though.
fire is and how to get it.
Yeah, like,
know?
and I say this with respect because I'm sure I've smoked a lot of Rolling Roots stuff. His stuff is good, or Red Roots, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Red Roots Rolling.
Red Roots Rolling. It's just Colorado, so it's a
Yeah.
different like you're dealing. He should use California weed, and he should roll them here.
Yeah, and that's totally allowed. So what they're doing is a super duel.
Yeah.
They bring 3 pairings each, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or some shit, and they duel them one at a time at each other. And
Get weed, sorcerer weed
best
from
2 out of 3
California,
wins,
because
dude.
if you're stacking Colorado against California, one is going to be so much harsher because of the crisp in Colorado weed.
That's not even close right now. I feel like that JK is performing way better than it did
Yeah,
last
Wagyu
time.
jerky.
hold on.
His fiance makes it.
Do we have a slight? Hold on. Can we get a doink cam?
I feel like
think
that
the worm
thing.
may be really close to the wall here. Watch how it glows. I don't know if you can see like right here. It's causing like a little bit of a black spot in a run, and I'm wondering if a little elbow reached out and touched the.
It is. They both have a little bit of congestion, I would say. I'm gonna rip them a little bit harder
I'm
this
getting
time.
a
We're gonna see
plenty
what
good
happens.
enough hit off of that to not forfeit the round for. Dude, I don't know how I just. This happens to me too. I will get a horrible hit and you'll get a fat hit. That's what happened in the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just catching the parts of the doink that you were.
Can I pitch something? Maybe like hold it for 2 more seconds. I know that like,
Yeah.
and actually maybe the solution is instead of doing 2 rounds when you're going back and forth, if you each smoke your own and like have the pace to go through it, because I actually think that what's happening is like if you pull hard and then that it gets a little too saturated in the weed and the weed's a little bit harder to pull in the next one, by the time you level set the joint to like where you think it should be or how it should be hitting, it's going back to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. We have a relatively similar hit style, but Lifesaw said earlier, you know, what we were talking about, everybody having their own doink. The only problem is, this is a way different doink than the other doink.
Yeah,
So we could all be
sure.
having completely different experiences.
Yep.
There would have to be some sort of passing of all 3 doinks, and then that's a lot of fucking
And
work.
that's
Yep,
a
I hear
that's
you.
a
6
perfect
doinks, you know
example
what I
though,
mean?
because I feel like this JK rolling one right now is performing way differently than the last one was, in a good way, and the last one still won.
So this
It's also though
round-
it's like when you fix a run, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying either of you are creating runs, so I'm not trying to point a finger here or anything like that. But if you fix a run and then you give it back to the person who caused the run, like what was the purpose of that? Because by the time it comes back in your hand, it's going to be running again. You know
Well,
what I mean?
You're just like you're like the gates
The
at the bowling
corrective.
alley.
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
keeping
just
them on
keeping
track.
it in doable. So that's why we always put the guest judge in between us, so that by the time you pass it, it has 2 rounds of correction to go. You know, because some guest judges don't know how to smoke.
Oh no, totally. I mean, yes, I definitely feel that, and I respect
Yeah,
that
these are.
process.
Let's throw these in the.
I mean more just for your own like hitting process. Like again, like I tend to go low and slow so that I'm trying,
We
so I
find
don't
that the
I don't
longer-
create a run. You know
Right,
what I
yeah.
mean?
The longer
Especially
the-
when I'm smoking other people's joints.
Can we get the doink count? The longer the hit, actually.
The bigger the
right-
ember gets, yeah.
Well, the bigger the run, we've found. So like I can almost make a doink run and then fix it by holding it and hitting it a certain way. Like we go short, strong hits.
Are you looking at the ember while you're smoking?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. And I always feel like I look cross-eyed and like whatever. And I'm like, most people can't possibly do it. But that's like to me, like when I see it, like it's spark, not spark, but you know what I mean? Like that brightness. That's how I know. Okay, you're going a little bit, too much.
We go like so.
But the only way to power through some of these things, some of the congestion, is to like pop it out.
Yeah. No, for sure. And the way we'll get this line crisp is, say there's one part that's burning the slowest. You hit it while it's pointed to the sky. Heat rises, burns that the fastest. But then you twist it and point it to the ground, and you put the fastest burning part to the sky when it's sitting, because the smoke rises through that run and it cuts the oxygen off to the cherry.
So you do want holding it like this when you're not hitting it?
No, so like for example,
Holding it like this.
I almost want to make this run so I can show it, but if there was
No, I'm saying if it's not running, you're holding it like this.
if it's not running, I'm always going like this,
Yeah.
slightly down, spinning, just constant spin. So
Okay.
It's always like rotisserie.
To me, that like facing it down would be like, not that this is a super viscous material, but wouldn't that be just pushing rosin into the
into
ember?
the cherry. So basically straight down we don't do, but we just go the smoke rising on the paper is what causes the resin ring, right? And what lifts the oil away from the cherry. So the whole point is the cherry acts as a heat source to lift the oil out of the plant in a vapor form, right? So if that smoke, which is an indication of where the heat's traveling, isn't rising through that, then all this resin ring gets less viscous, and then the cherry catches up to it and burns it, and it starts to give like a tar taste. We notice having that smoke lift the oil just keeps it away from the cherry and keeps the flavor pure. Long ass explanation.
No. I see how that makes sense.
But don't want to go too down because that heat is strong enough at this angle to keep all the oil away from it, and repel it. But then gravity at some point gets a little stronger.
Let's not get away from the competition. Where are you at with this?
Nothing's changed. So
Okay.
the second round of doinks, the only thing that we really pay close attention to is if anything has changed. And for me, nothing's changed right now, so that's why I'm not writing things down. Yeah, my bad. It's hard to explain, dude, especially when you're lit. You just gotta go all the way.
No, I get it. Listen, it's everybody's bro science, right?
Yeah, straight up. Dude, it's all just bro science. I'm trying to get Cannabis Chem to come on to school us on some like real science, like to apply bro science. Because the thing is, like the heady boys, all this shit, like a lot of them don't trust science because they're like, all right.
Yes, but there's also, and I will say, and I don't want to point to anything specifically that she did, but the problem with some of the science in the area in this world right now is who's funding it, right? And the people who are funding most of the research right now are not people who want us to win. You know what I mean? They're the people who are like, hey, we need to prove that smoking causes heart disease. You know what I mean?
Hit this one first.
You've had this,
Yeah.
you've had this one for a minute, so I'm gonna hit this one.
Well, I just got done hitting it, so it might be a little hot. But yeah, I mean, and even just from not even like a deep perspective like that, even just like, all right,
Yeah,
so
right,
say
Tuck?
this is what.
No, he said when you smoke blunts, you don't have this problem. Yeah, I smoke joints. I smoke hash holes too, but I primarily smoke just fucking straight weed.
Yeah, we outside of the competition, we're dabbing or smoking doinks. We don't usually smoke hash holes for ourselves.
Sorry,
But
I always thought that you were supposed to hold it straight up, or not straight up, but like
Straight
more
up's
up,
not bad.
so you're not fucking it up.
straight up's
I
definitely
usually-
good. It
I
just
usually just hold them like this.
Flat.
yeah, as close to flat as possible, where the smoke just touches the oil ring to keep it viscous. You know what I mean? That's the idea is to keep the ring running away from the cherry and not like have it get eaten up in it, because then that'll just change the flavor as it gets eaten up. But yeah, fuck, I'm lit now. Is anything changing for you guys at all?
They have figured it out regarding stack and ash and stuff like that, but it's not the oil. No tobacco company is focused on oil rings.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? There's some fucking
I'll be honest and just straight up. I don't think the oil ring is a sign of quality.
no.
I think it's like-
user. It could be richness of some sort or something like that, like how much oil content there is or something, but definitely not quality.
To me, it's a keef catcher, right? Like it's like what you're doing is you're separating something from the experience and trying to pretend that that's a good thing.
The only thing I think
I'm
that-
not saying you specifically. Peter.
No, for sure, and we go out and say in almost all of our posts about ash is like oil ring and white ash is the quickest way to get just fooled. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. It happens.
Well,
to,
it does mean something. It means proper combustion. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which is like, which does not. It's not a sign of quality. It's a sign of combustion.
one of 99 checklists that make something a great batch, or you know what I mean?
100%. Exactly.
But I don't often
It's a
see
qualifier.
anything that isn't combusting correctly be great either.
No. But I think
So
that
it's like a
also
real strong correlation.
Well, that's the thing. With most science, people assume they see correlation, they assume causation, and that's really not what it comes down to.
Exactly, yeah. Like for some reason, the best weed I've had threw a fucking fat ring, and it was white ash.
Well, you can listen again.
But that doesn't mean that everything that does that is good.
Well, how
You know?
many? Think
It's got
about
a
this.
doink
How
and
many
Reuben.
bullshit pre-rolls have you gotten? Like, think from a brand that a free thing that had an oil ring. You know what I mean? Like, that's not
Yeah.
a sign of.
I
hey,
can make a
this shit
pre-roll
smacks.
do that shit.
Exactly.
Anything, just hold it upside down and it'll oil ring. But
I
it
think
does
some
have its
papers do.
benefits.
I
What's
think
that?
I think some papers do too. Like not like intentionally, but like I think they just bleed more.
Bro, I've gotten my cigars because I smoke cigars, like occasionally, like maybe one every couple days type of thing. I'm not doing it right now during the bracket specifically because I'm trying to keep it stains
Fair.
heavy.
Yep.
But bro, I
I
can
try
get
not to
my
smoke all
cigars
day.
to oil ring. They don't puddle, but it's like a fucking sweatband just by holding them a very specific way. It smokes slower because the smoke's going straight into the cherry, which is like cooling it and displacing the oxygen. But it burns even as fuck when you point it straight down too. Dude,
I mean, it makes sense.
anything can oil ring by using the physics
you're
of
heating
heat
it out.
rising
Yeah,
through
yeah.
something that has oil, so it repels it and it pools. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just-
you're basically making
anything can ring. It's
your-
anything.
Your heat and pressure are what makes how rosin gets made. You know, you just not they're not involving pressure in this equation.
Yeah, and it's a testament to craftsmanship and user like knowledge too. Like if you can have something burn super even and have a fat ring at the end, you smoke that thing to perfection because you kept the ring, you kept the oil out of it the whole time. It's fucking like we used to try to get our oil ring onto the glass and never touch the cherry, and we could do it like half the time, dude. Like it's
Well, couldn't you do that just by holding it straight up?
no, we smoked straight up and straight down for a month side by side, every day. It was like a long thing. There's no oil ring. I can get this to stop oil ringing by just pointing it up now. If we don't point this down or sideways, it'll stop oil ringing.
That's interesting.
100% of the time. And what we notice is there might be some more flavor later, but the whole time it's more hollow flavor. It's not as substantial. It's not as mouth coating. It's not as everything you love. And I think it's because when you do this, the heat rising is like keeping the oil in the doink.
Well, holding it down makes sense, and it also makes sense that it would produce more oil. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But holding it up, the heat is rising out, so I don't know.
Preserving these terps is the idea, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not introducing it to heat.
Yeah.
So I think what it is, and the flavor does last a little longer, but it's just not as robust the whole time.
Well, there's going to be some juice, and that's like we were talking about before. I don't know if this was on air or not on air, but about how like I like the bottom of a joint, like that's
Yeah.
sometimes the best part of the joint if as the juices marinate into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's also what I mean about like if it's on the outside, you're not consuming it the same way. It's like when you see Keef and all the fuzzy when they make the fuzzy joint. Like why do you
I
want
think
all that
it's-
shit on the outside?
It's not so much that you want it on the outside. I think it's just a sign that cherry's doing a good job of lifting the oil out, which is the main point of the cherry's heat source is to evacuate the oil from the furthest distance possible. So the brighter the cherry, I feel like the further away it can be while it's still lifting oil out in vapor at lower and lower temps.
Yo, Paul, you're getting nudes right now.
No, my daughter's texting me though.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
My daughter's over here.
Her
texting.
daughters be saying some funny shit in the middle of an episode sometimes. But yeah, dude, it's fucking, I don't know. I think it's just like a side effect of something that can lead to more flavor.
This
So
is the
it got
best.
correlated with it,
Fair.
you know?
This is the best
I
this
was-
one's been smoking.
Yeah, I would say that's the peak Fat Andy experience right here, right now. I would say it's closer. I still wouldn't give it a dub.
So where I thought there would be more flavor was kind of the end of the wall of flavor, and there's like a little bit of like hollow behind it. That's like the easiest
Yeah.
way I could.
It's not as
explain
substantial of smoke either. Like it doesn't feel as full.
it. Yeah, no.
This one
Is
has
there a
smoky
competition going on?
background like
No,
it has
Stu. We're done.
All 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so we can update this and throw the banner up, but we'll go
JK rolling for the win.
yeah. Decision. I mean they're both none of these I'm gonna necessarily put out. You know.
Oh
So,
no, I want to keep smoking them.
It's no knockouts here.
JK really wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now's a good time to confirm.
That's what I put in.
After you posted it.
Oh shit, dude. Good old Ruben, bro. Oh, Sean's watching right now. Fucking probably trying to dog him, dude. He's probably texting him like, damn, bro.
Yo, Andy, this is dope. It wasn't bad. You didn't lose because it sucked.
Yeah, no, it's
No,
great. I mean, I think
JK's
that
was
was
just better.
I think
really
we-
good to great. High 8s, low 9s, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, this is really a different experience. This is like some, it's difference of a 9.1 and a 9.4 or something like
It's
that.
usually splitting hairs.
Yeah.
When we're talking about differences between things, it's usually splitting hairs. Like these are
Because it's the perfect doink.
If
not
it's in the
proper doink.
quarterfinals, that means, it's smoking. at
Yeah.
this point. At this point in the tournament, it's smoking. It's
Well, but
just-
again, that's a thing that, like, I guess I know that you could say is expertise, but sometimes just happens. Like, somebody could just have a bad roll. You know what I mean?
100%, and it
And, like-
happens, bro. Totally happens. That actually happens quite a bit. I'm under the impression that I think the Chalik loss, that I thought that was gonna win it. I was going through the first 2 rounds. I'm like, this is it, dude.
Yeah.
In my opinion, when I first looked at it, I was like, "This is the heat
That
that,
shit.
matters."
Yeah,
in
that
my
shit
head.
was crazy.
Well, and what happened is we noticed in the beginning.
You know what,
we
though?
watched
I
it
don't think-
back, it was a little loose on the base, and we pointed it out.
You're talking about Malik's?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the third round is when it just pulled through and got that smoke taste, and just everything left. It was, you know what I mean? It just something broke down in there.
Yeah, this is smoky too.
And that's the only way it got
Yep.
the third round knockout.
I don't think
But-
that Malik is mad about losing to Sturt.
No.
I think. Listen, I think that again, anytime Stewart's in a
Well,
competition,
it was against
Sturt,
Mike.
not Stewart.
It was
Sturt's
against
in a
like Mike
competition.
that he lost because the
Oh.
Gelinade.
Oh, right,
And it was
right,
still
right.
trucking in the third. But here's the thing: Sturt and multiple other people have smoked one that we've given it to, and the third round did not do that. It was still smoking in the third. So I'm like, fucking, was that a luck of the draw? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fair.
It's got that salt.
I am very high now.
There's a lot of
absolutely.
There's a lot of company just with that in general.
Company?
Background noise, fault.
Oh. I was
Got
like,
some, yeah.
I don't know.
Like it's flavor, but it has some
the
company
flavor's
with
not
it. you
standing
know what I
alone.
mean? Yeah, the lingo's evolved over the years.
I'm not mad Zushi lost. I don't give a fuck about Zushi.
Yeah, what? No, it's just a ridiculous strain. Like, what the fuck?
I'm just trying to be nice to people. Make sure everyone feels a little bit of love. Because people like you are out there fucking getting mad about everything.
This is still a dope experience. I think it's a one hit, like not a double draw type of doink at this point, but it's still dope.
I'm just kidding, Oso. I don't think you're mad about everything. I'm sorry. That was mean.
He takes it back.
I take it back. I'm nice.
We talk quite a bit of shit on here, so it's not out of character on the show.
I know.
You
I
can
know.
let it
That's
rip.
why I don't feel bad
Yeah.
firing it off. But I just,
No, they'll fire it back too, dude.
Afterwards, I just got to say something nice.
Yep.
Wouldn't hit
Rafe
that
says, give John one of his rolls, please, and thank you. Who is Rafe?
Rafe had an amazing 2 out of 3 rounds. Super mouth coating.
What's-
He's a
what's his
local
brand
roller.
name
He
is
actually
Rafe?
works at Mainstage too. Rafe rolls.
Oh, okay.
And he also works at Mainstage. And his shit was smoking first 2 out of 3 rounds. It just lost the third round for some reason.
For
but
some reason,
majority of the
what was he
doink
up
smoking.
against?
Fat Andy.
Oh, well, here we
Yeah.
are.
Well, Fat Andy got a
I
third
mean-
round knockout.
Hey, listen, you lost to a good joint. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like you lost to some sucker shit.
Well, and here was the controversy. You have to win 2 of the 3 rounds to be eligible for a win at all. But he got the third round knockout, so he won that round. The second round, we never made it super clear. It was really close, but we would probably give it to Fat Andy because the end of the round for Rafe was getting a little worse. It pulled out at the end of the round. But then the first round was restricted, so it couldn't qualify for a win. It forfeits the round. So it was like super fucking, it brought a little gray area in, and we're like, all right, we got to make a checklist and mark these fucking
Fair.
things off like
Fair.
every round.
Yeah, I wouldn't hit that one anymore either.
But
Oh, I was responding to the you mad
this
thing.
is a much better doing.
I don't know what you were meant to say. I only saw the one comment.
This is just for you.
What?
The ends of the doink you like.
The ends of the doink.
Yep.
So I'll be honest, and listen, you guys, you want some slander? You want some little spicy?
Yes.
The reason why I prefer Organatips and not rip tip glass, any glass joint,
Okay.
I like rip tips. I like your guys' joints. I don't dislike any of them. I just think that glass attracts the oil a bit more than like
Interesting.
the wood does. So if I'm going to, like, it also makes it like a little bit more viscous and gross. Like I get more like oil flavor in my mouth smoking glass tips than I ever do.
Because they're
on-
little straws, so they can pull it through at the end for something super oily.
Ex-
Yeah.
and the super viscous oil, like the oil that goes on the side, it'll go right through it, and it'll be the stuff that like stains your mouth a little bit. You know?
That wait, like you mean in between the paper and the glass, Or are we talking about, or through the tubes?
It'll go
okay,
through
cool.
your into your mouth.
Yeah, no, that I do not like when that happens. It does happen here and
Anybody
there.
likes that.
Yeah, but I have.
I don't think anybody likes it. I'm just saying it never happens to me
Yeah.
with the wood tips.
For sure.
No,
it
and it's
definitely
such a big
happens on
chamber.
glass.
Yeah.
I do like that about it. I like how it even absorbs the oil. You know what I mean? I feel like, and it like catches it and slows down the roll.
So that's the rebuttal to that I've heard is that the wood absorbs a lot of other flavor, and I've never noticed that. But
I noticed the wood flavor, but here's the thing: I don't even mind it. It's like some wood is like nice. It tastes good. It has its own.
Yeah,
you know what I
I'm down
mean?
with that.
A little
okay,
flavor
you know
profile.
what? I liked the shittiest brands pre-rolls when I first started like going to Hall of Flowers. There's this brand, I don't even remember what they're called, and I just said a mean thing about them, so I'm not going to say their name anymore. But they made like a blunt product that was like hemp wrap. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything crazy, but it had these sugarcane tips in it. And like it was like you can chew them and they would get sweet. Like it was
that's crazy.
the coolest fucking
that's too far.
experience. It was like it honestly I felt like I was smoking like a Black and Mild of weed. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
alright.
But like, oh man, was it the best tip experience I've ever had?
So I don't know about that, but
I'm telling you, find it, experience it.
organic
You're gonna
tip,
be like, oh
it's
man, that's dope.
yeah, I mean, I'm down to try anything, dude. Once we're gonna do a Blazen dab with Adam Hill at some point.
You're gonna do a Blazen.
We're gonna do a Blazen dab. We're gonna do one, dude.
So, do you guys smoke tobacco?
I do. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, you smoke cigars. You smoke
But
cigars.
I do like cigars. Yeah, I just like learning about what makes different plants dope. Also,
You should try and rosin a cigar.
Have you had Blazen
I would love
before?
to.
Well, so Blazen though is like he just rolls a blunt and then squishes it. So the amount
Yeah,
of
have you had
tobacco
that?
that's actually in it. No, I haven't done it. Are you
Oh,
kidding?
right.
Like I've seen him do it a ton of times, but like no, I'm not consuming that. And I used to smoke cigarettes. Like I like
Well, he brought up a good point. He did one where it was like ash and shit. Like it was like he fucked up the whole lit doink in there. But what he does, he just wraps the weed or the material in a fucking.
yeah, no, I know he's not lighting it in ash. or
Oh,
anything
okay.
like that. I
Well,
get that.
It's interesting. He's like, bro, there's like different terps from tobacco that come through, and I'm like, the thing I don't like about
You know
tobacco
what else
smoke
might
is
come
the
through?
what
Potentially whatever poisonous bullshit they put in that shit.
100%. Definitely,
That's
gonna find some heady fucking tobacco.
Fair.
We've
Okay, if you're
done
gonna
some
do it
bad
in a
things
brother's
here.
broadleaf, you're gonna put it in a brother's broadleaf, you're gonna squish it. I would say if would do that, would you also smoke a dab of a cigar?
I would, if it was recommended to me as really enjoyable, try anything once.
Don't you want to be a trendsetter?
Not necessarily. I want to find what's smoking.
That's all you
If
need.
that shit's smoking, then cool. But other than that, but he says it's like really enjoyable if you like tobacco
Yeah, I'm good.
because it has a certain little vibe to it. And look, I'm expecting it to not be good, but we're gonna see.
I'm from New York, so I smoked more than my fair share of grabba joints. I don't believe they're really meant to be together anymore unless you're smoking a blunt for the length of the experience. Like if you want a cigar experience, you have to do a tobacco wrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I enjoy them. I don't get it for myself and roll it myself because I don't want to get all fucking fired up. I go through I went through phases of
You
like
talking about wraps?
years on wraps, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't fucking broadleafs, bro. I was on the woods back then. Like just
I
didn't know fucking no better.
I grew
was
up with
just
Dutch
fiending.
Masters, so they were two really thin. There were two pieces of paper that
Yeah.
was like or two.
Swishers was earlier, but
Swishers,
yeah, the
so-
Dutches or the Dutch Masters. Didn't you use that?
Dutches, Phillies, Wishers.
Did you use the outer leaf too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was every blunt would be perfect. You know what I mean? Because you'd have a chance to like roll a Band-Aid around the outside. And so like once I got comfortable with that, I was like, oh, okay, it's whatever. Then I started smoking cigarettes and like it led me down a bad, path.
Yeah.
So I feel like every opportunity I get to talk shit about tobacco, like I have to do it because like I don't want anyone else to think like, oh yeah, we could just fucking hit Blazen, and then all of a sudden they're addicted. The same way like these kids are like, oh, I'll just get one of these fucking cotton candy vapes. Like, dog, they're very addicting. I promise you.
Ruben, can you
don't
pin
want it.
Organic Tips comment?
Good call.
Yeah, no, 100%. Tobacco's demonized for sure, but when it's done, just like a lot of weed is boof, a lot of tobacco is boof. And if you
100%.
find the right shit, it can be a super enjoyable experience. So
Well,
it's
but
like,
backwoods are just so thick that like the first time I smoked it and I saw like the bubble, like when you're first lighting it and like the fucking paper like almost like or like the leaf almost like separates. I don't know. I just was like, this is not something that's meant to go in our bodies.
yeah, no, I'm very seasonal with it for sure. We were thinking about doing a leaf bracket, like an 8-man leaf bracket.
Okay. I mean, listen, again, a good blunt is a good blunt. And also, as you know, with cigar, do you remember back in the day, like Italian restaurants used to have like blunt rollers and stuff like that? Cigar
No
rollers?
way.
Not blunt
Oh,
rollers,
okay.
cigar
I was
rollers.
like,
Yeah,
rollers,
sorry.
dog.
Yeah, no. They were cigar rollers.
Okay.
But imagine like if that was like our future. Like that's the one time that I think like tobacco is like really acceptable. If you're like someone's doing it off of like an actual leaf. You know what I mean?
100%.
And you're like at a nice restaurant or celebrating a special occasion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's. I feel like they've been consumed together for fucking centuries, so it just kind of makes sense.
Fair.
To have them together sometimes. But see, the thing is, he quit cigarettes, so it's harder for him to just dive into
Yeah,
tobacco
I don't,
like
I don't
that.
smoke the blunts or any of that shit.
Same. How long you been off?
Fuck. What is it, 4 years?
Oh man, you're doing good.
Yeah. I was just.
I'm only a year off, and I'm still already like I don't know if I should keep doing this. I feel like I'd be happier if I was
It's
smoking.
not like I don't think it's gonna make me want to smoke a cigarette. It's just I don't enjoy it.
You don't enjoy smoking cigarettes?
No, I don't. Yeah, well, I don't know, but I don't enjoy the
blunts.
blunts.
Well,
Oh,
see,
no, fair.
Yeah, I don't
get that.
enjoy blunts. So for me, it's like I just don't do it.
Yeah, we got to try some better fucking, representations of it too. It also
Yeah, no,
takes
I'd
that
rather
first
smoke,
day.
I'd rather smoke a joint personally.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Dave be the guest judge on that episode. Improper Doinks. He does blunts every Sunday.
Yeah.
But it can be a good experience. So wood doesn't take from the flavor. Organic tips, I agree. It has its own little
Where's
twist to
it
it.
at?
The only thing I don't like
Oh.
is the paper in there. I wish there
Yes,
was
they
something
did
to
one.
stop that.
Oh, that's actually the thing that I wanted to say.
Yeah, we got-
J.K. Rowling that I didn't want to give him props for early, but the Tuck Tech, when he does blunt rolls, and he has like another fan leaf that he uses for the tip, so you can see like this is like it was one of the best presentations I've ever seen in a pre-roll blunt. So also shout out for that. I'm
Okay.
glad you won the contest.
Yeah, he's got some fancy shit going on, dude, on his page for sure. What's it called? But yeah, no, I've definitely grown to like the organic tip. It's just something about you can't use the glass tips and shit really as like a commercial roll. I mean, you can, but for consistency, I just feel like I just feel like an organic tip is like the most like down pat way to just get the same fucking doink every time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Glass is always gonna be slightly different size, except for maybe the X glass tips. You know what I mean? They're cool. They're just I don't know.
I don't really understand how any of these people are making them, so I can't really comment on the process. Because to me, it just seems like, can't you just blow some glass into a mold? You know what I mean? Doesn't that do it?
I don't know. I think it's a lot. I mean, what are you talking about with our design or with other designs?
No, like with like tips and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, it just depends. Like some of them, the hollow tubes, those are super easy. It's just and then you just pinch, and it's done. But the borosilicate the multi-bore, like holes through the tips, vortex and shit, is like way harder. They gotta fucking stack all the shit.
I imagine they do it like where they make like a big one and then they pull it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pull it out, but the thing
And
is,
then
the
same thing,
pull,
cut it.
Yeah.
having it not get
You ever see
combed.
the candy making videos?
Yes.
Dog, I fucking love that guy, and it reminds me. Every time I see it, I'm like, I bet that's how they make rip tips.
Yeah, low key.
And he spins it out.
Yeah, it's crazy because like every single batch is slightly different. Like there's like slightly more or less conage. You know what I mean? Like it's just like weed almost. The
Yeah.
tips they all come out slightly different.
That must be such a pain in the ass to try and measure. that
For sure.
shit
Yeah,
while they're
I go
making
through
it.
every single one of them and hit each side, and anything that's over 1 millimeter in taper is a cone. Anything under is a cylinder.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, so
Makes sense.
there's a tendency at least. It's not exact, but
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
funky feel to bracket
Proper
Rame
tip
wants, dude.
design is crazy dope. Yes, the proper tip design is crazy dope. There's a lot of holes in there.
A whole lot of holes. Paul fucking had like 600 funky feels at one point.
Yeah.
Shit, dude.
Newport.
Congratulations.
John smoking butts out the
J.K.
ashtray as a
Rowling.
kid. What are you
It's a J.K.
talking
Rowling.
about?
Yeah.
Was somebody flaming you?
Start saying I smoked butts out of ashtray as a kid.
Bro, he just did that right now.
It wasn't in the ashtray. It was on the outside. You just put it down.
Damn, so he really caught you on some real shit there? Are we going to talk about it? Or
I don't know what he's talking about.
okay. All right, we'll go with that.
So,
Um,
what do we got next?
Yeah. What's the fucking?
I definitely smoke cigarettes, but and I put them in ashtrays, and not as a kid.
Pull the bracket. So, what is it, dude? I'm high.
check it out.
JK win. Yep, right there. Can we zoom in on that? So, JK is now going to be taking on Carrillo, who also was a wild card.
Yeah.
So, Fat Andy and Carrillo were a wild card on the last bracket. And then Blaine's taking on the champ, Sturt.
Damn.
So, let's see. We got a little citrus, major citrus, Z, and candy. So, a whole bunch of citrus and candy in the semifinals.
Damn.
Yeah,
Fire.
we'll see, dude. We're
I
going
hope citrus wins.
the 22nd this Friday. Doja's pulling up again.
Fire. Monday.
We're going to do Sturt versus Lemonade Blaine's Bars.
Oh man.
Um,
Sorry, Blaine.
Yep, that's going to be a fucking showdown. Well, dude, I mean, they're very similar, actually, in how they're smoking. They're really similar. It'll be interesting, that one. I literally don't know which way it will go. And then the Carrillo and the JK Rolling,
That'll be interesting too.
yeah, those are both fire as well.
What's Carrillo got?
He's got fucking some melted cherries, I think, from Froze off the dome. And then I forgot the hash. Oh, it's Doja's hash, actually. I forgot the strain, though. I think it was a mix. I think he mixed it. And I don't think we have that loaded up on the screen. But yeah, dude, I think this can go any which way in all the shit. It's really hard to say. We'll think about it, though. We'll try to make some predictions. Other than that, anything else, Paul?
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell the people, sir?
No, I'm cool. This is fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah.
coming
I
on,
appreciate you
dude.
coming up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fucking see y'all soon.
Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Is it Doja hash though? I don't know.
It's
that.
so we